With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, the Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Saturday.
All right, we're coming back. We're coming in. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sager Field in Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia, Jefferson High School, as the Cougars play host to the Martinsburg Bulldogs. The #1 team in the state is the Jefferson Cougars, and both teams fighting for region supremacy here tonight. Based on record, this could be the deciding factor of who is the #1 team in the region. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, and Spencer Dupuis. And Trip, obviously a huge matchup. You know, we don't know how the voting is going to go down because coaches could vote however they want, but this could decide, you know, on paper at least, who is the #1 team in the region. And for Martinsburg's sake, they're trying to get that extra edge to be the #1 team in the section.
Yeah, I mean, Martinsburg has an opportunity to sweep Jefferson. Is something that nobody else has done. You know, Jefferson has a split with Hedgesville and split with the Musselman. And, you know, if they get a win tonight, they split with the Martinsburg, which, you know, gives them, you know, supremacy, I would think. If Martinsburg comes in after, you know, beating Musselman the other night or Saturday, and now if they can pull off a win against Jefferson, they can certainly say, hey, we feel like we're the best team going into the sectional. While Hedgesville's kind of sitting, waiting. They got a game tonight here, but not a sectional game. They had a game with Spring Mills. They got canceled. But right now I think we're looking at –
that game will now be Wednesday.
It'll be Wednesday after the vote. But now we're looking at 3 teams. I was talking to Coach Lowry over there with Martinsburg, Jefferson, Hedgesville, all with 3 losses in the conference. So on paper, you know, that's going to be a real fight as well. You know, it's just it's amazing that, you know, that a couple weeks ago we're talking Musselman, you know, Hedgesville. Now all of a sudden, you know, just like every year we see Martinsburg and Jefferson right in the mix of things. Jefferson at the moment before the first pitch probably the #1 seed and has a lot to defend here tonight. Martinsburg has a lot to gain. And, you know, Musselman and Hedgesville are just kind of sitting and kind of, you know, hoping that what they've done up to this point is enough to get them, you know, the 1 or 2 seed in that section. So it's going to be really interesting tonight, and it's just it's great that this is how the season kind of comes to a close here before the vote with these 2 teams tonight.
Yeah, and it's kind of I guess funny in some ways because, like you said, we were talking a lot about Musselman and Hedgesville throughout the year, but then we get to the end of the season and we think we're going to be talking Martinsburg or Jefferson again, which seems to kind of always be the case. And I can remember on a broadcast saying, well, Martinsburg's probably going to be the 3 seed, but now that has completely changed. I think they're at least going to be the 2, but have a very good argument to be the 1 in the section, and that's interesting to see. On the mound tonight for both teams' pitchers, Caleb Fletcher will get the ball, and Mike Lupus will get the ball for Martinsburg. Fletcher getting his first start, I believe, of the season, and kind of similar to what they did last season with Griffin Horowitz, gave him some big starts toward the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Jefferson as they kind of work their guys in, save their arms. Their pitch counts are down. Fletcher's pretty fresh. Lupus the same way. He's pitched pretty much, on his fourth or fifth start as Martinsburg has spaced that schedule out so that he could, pitch some big games. Maybe Jefferson has seen Lupus for the second time. Does that give him an advantage? I'm not sure. Does it give Lupus the advantage because he has one up on him and and kind of shut them down? I believe it was 3-1 game. It was a real low scoring game. Lupus coming in with some amazing pitching numbers. A guy that just kind of quietly goes about his business. Nothing real flashy on the mound. Very lots of mound presence there and just. And then his bat at the moment, right now, he's the player of the year for Martinsburg at the moment as he's finishing out. And I think he's a big reason why this team has really picked it up since they come back from Myrtle Beach. Siffert's hitting the baseball, Oviedo. I mean, they've come up with some long balls since they come back from Myrtle Beach. And it's just been amazing to watch them hit. And then at the beginning of the year, everybody was talking about Jefferson's bats, how they were cold, and, they weren't going to be able to put enough runs up to win. But I talked to Coach Lauer earlier in the season. He said if my pitching staff stays intact and my defense can play, we can throw the ball across the plate. The bats will heat up and we'll figure it out. And he certainly has figured it out as they've just went on a tear at the right time. So it's going to be an amazing game to watch. Something's got to give here. Lupus's ERA and Jefferson's bats, Martinsburg's bats coming along, and Fletcher's ability to shut a team down. It's just going to be. I think it's going to come down to, a play or two, and then, again, we're going to look at the free base game, in the free 90s, and whoever makes, the mistake at the crucial time could decide this game.
Very well could. Should be a good one. Let's go ahead and take our first 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire? Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
On the Skinner Law Firm countdown to first pitch, Skinner Law Firm injury and consumer rights lawyers, call 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. We'll now hear from both teams' head coaches, John Lowry Sr. and head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Aaron Byler. Our coaches' interviews are brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. We'll start with the head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, the Hall of Famer, John Lowry Sr. Now joined by the head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, John Lowry Sr. Coach, your team hasn't lost a game in the state since March 28th. Been playing pretty good baseball. What do you think has been kind of some keys to your team's success?
Well, we've been playing a lot of close games. We've been fortunate to get a key play at the right time in the game. But the thing that I like, and I think our coaching staff likes about this team is the fact that we've pitched well and we've defended well, and we do have some kids that can run that help us at times when we get on bases, being able to take the extra base or advancing on balls in the dirt, and just doing some of the little things that do make the difference in a close game. And I know the nature of baseball. You just try to play it one play at a time, and you hope that you can get things to go in your favor. It doesn't always happen, but we've been fortunate here of late, and the kids are playing hard.
Last week was a pretty busy week for your team. Had a lot of games in the week. How were you able to, I guess, manage the pitching and kind of get to see a lot of different guys throughout the week?
Well, we do have, we feel like we got 4 or 5 guys in a rotation that give us a chance. They throw the ball across the plate. They don't give away free bases. And when you do that, the other team has to, beat you, and as opposed to beating yourself. So that's what we try to emphasize. And we've been fortunate. Even we started one of our freshmen, up and coming guy, the left-hander, up at Frankfurt, and he did a good job for us for a couple innings. So, playing as many games as we have, I think has shown help us develop that depth and help that depth of pitching gain confidence. And knowing that if they do throw it across the plate, that the guys behind them, for the most part, are going to make plays behind them. This is high school baseball, and there are going to be mistakes, but we just try to minimize that, and that's the way we approach it.
Seems like your lineup's been playing pretty well. Last time when you were taking on this Martinsburg team at the beginning of the year, that was really something you were still kind of waiting for your offense to pick it up. How do you feel about the offense? Are the guys really stand out to you as of late?
Well, we're certainly not ripping the cover off the ball, but we are moving the baseball now. I think our first 4 games we only scored 8 runs, so we had some work to do in that area, and we've progressed. We've gotten better as you go along. It's a game of repetition, and it's a game that you have to play to get your rhythm. And by playing as many games as we have recently, I think that's helped us in that regard. The kids love to play, and they play hard, and if you do that, hopefully you can create some opportunities that you can take advantage of, and we've been fortunate in that regard to do that.
Going with Caleb tonight on the mound against Martinsburg. He transferred in for you. He's gotten some relief appearances recently. Going to go with him on the mound to start the game tonight. How do you feel about him, and what are you looking forward to get out of him tonight?
Well, Caleb's Caleb. He has the arm strength. He has an above-average high school fastball. He throws the ball across the plate. He's a versatile player. He can catch for us. He's played in the outfield. He plays first base. He can swing the bat a little bit. Very good base runner. He does a good job of, his batting average, I think, maybe wouldn't reflect his value to us offensively. He doesn't swing at bad pitches for the most part, and he's willing to take a walk. He's been a plus for us, and we're very fortunate that we have him, and he's closed some games out. He kind of assumed that role that Finn Horowitz had last year for us. Finn would come in at the end of games, and then he'd also, he starts a few games for us, and that's kind of where we are with Caleb tonight. It probably goes unnoticed by a number of people, but I think Martinsburg has 3 losses in the conference. We have 3 losses in the conference. Hedgesville has 3 losses in the conference, and if we can win tonight, if we'd be fortunate enough to win tonight, and fortunate enough to win tomorrow night, we'd be 7-3, and I think. We could at least tie for the conference after starting out 0-3. I think that's, that's a goal our guys are fighting to. Whether we achieve it or not, I don't know, but at least we're going to make the effort to see if we can.
And like you said, you guys are close with Hedgesville and Martinsburg right now, and you're looking at the conference in the region. So I believe region voting is tomorrow. So how big do you think this game is tonight for that, number 1 seed potentially?
Well, how other people vote obviously is out of my control. I think there's a lot of balance. I think the coaches have some tough choices to make. You can look at this team's beating that team, or that team's beating this team. It seems like as the season going along, you can, with the conference being the way it is, and with playing 10 games in the conference and everybody in the conference having at least 3 losses, I think speaks to the balance of the conference. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out, and just maybe let our fan base or the fan base know that when you vote, you can't vote for your own team. So then I think they take the highest seed, the lowest seed you vote for, they eliminate that, and they kind of, I don't know how the determination is, but the key is you can't vote for your own team. So you have to, you have to try to balance in your mind the strength of your opponents, and there's balance. I mean, I think on any given night, any given team can beat another team, and in our area this year, and that makes for real interest. It makes for some tension, I guess, from a coaching standpoint, but from a fan standpoint, it creates interest.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Here with the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Aaron Byler. Coach, your team coming off of a big win on Saturday over Musselman, 7-5 victory, trying to carry that momentum into today's game against Jefferson. And that certainly puts you in a good position to potentially be the number 1 team in the section and potentially even the number 1 team in the region.
Yeah, I thought we played really good Saturday. It was a good win for us, especially going into sectional voting. Got another opportunity tonight against, what is, as of today's Metro News rankings, the number 1 team in the state. So it's a good opportunity for us to show what we're all about and see where we're at.
You beat this Jefferson team earlier this year, 3-1 at your place. That's kind of been the trend, first team to 3 wins the last 2 years when you guys have played. Are you expecting kind of another low-scoring game today, or just kind of going out there and seeing how the game plays out?
Well, we just hope we score more runs than they do. We got Mike Lucas on the mound today. Traditionally you don't ever throw the same guy twice against an opponent, but just kind of where we're at with our pitching staff and needing to throw Carson on Saturday against Musselman. We got Mike going tonight. Mike's 5-1 for us. He's done everything right. Got all the faith in the world in him tonight. We're just going to have to, we want to win the free base game. We want to eliminate walks, eliminate errors, and put the ball in play and make them feel a little bit.
Caleb Fletcher going on the mound for them. You guys saw him in relief in that first game. Were able to hit that home run that helped you get the win. But Caleb, obviously a kid that throws really hard and is a tough matchup.
Yeah, he's good. I think this might be his first start. I think all year long he's came in relief, so we're gonna have to make him work. Try to extend the outing as long as we can. Take some pitches, make him throw strikes. Very, very good high school pitcher, and he's going to challenge us tonight, and we have to be up for that challenge.
Any thoughts on how this one could affect the voting?
I mean, in my opinion, whoever wins should probably be the number 1 seed in the region, but I only get 1 vote.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight.
Thanks, Nick.
So as both teams' head coaches, we'll take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have first pitch. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to Jefferson High School here at Sager Field. Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, happy to have you with us. We will give you the starting lineups brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure who to call or where to go if your flooring needs. Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. We'll start with the Bulldogs leading off and playing center field, Jordan Camby. Batting second, the third baseman, number 24, Braden Oviedo. Batting third, the shortstop, number 5, Carson Buber. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 3, Mike Lupus. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 4, Landon Sifford. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 9, Owen Rupenthal. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 15, Christian Alter. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 25, Isaac Grove. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 2, Keegan Everhart. And Tripp, it's been a productive Martinsburg lineup, but a little bit of changes going with Alter here tonight. Try to get a little bit of a spark from the bottom because they struggled against Musselman on Saturday.
Yeah, the bottom's been struggling, of course. So you're going to see Coach Ballard go to the bench, try to get somebody who can get up there. As Alter's going to hit for right fielding starter Murphy Clement. So see how it goes.
We'll give you the Jefferson lineup when the Cougars come to the plate. As the first pitch misses outside for ball one. Canby leading things off for the Dogs as he has all season. The next pitch hit hard out to left center field. That ball has some carry, but going back and making the play on the run for out number 1 is Daquan Shipe.
He got a lot of that one. Yeah, he got a lot of that pitch. He turned Shipe around a little bit, got to the warning track, had some carry as Shipe's out in left field, Cole Lewis in center, and who do we have out there?
Riley Morgan.
Riley Morgan in right, and around the diamond you got Pavanelli, Hefner, Cienfuegos, Kelly with Spears behind the plate.
Yeah, Roberts will be hitting for Spears here tonight. First pitch to Oviedo is a call and strike 1. Bulldogs in the black jerseys with the orange numbers, or the outlined orange numbers and letters. Gray pants with the black stripe down the side. Next pitch from Fletcher is a call and strike 2. Cougars in the white jerseys, white pants, maroon numbers and letters across the chest with the white hat and the maroon Cougar logo. The next pitch, 0-2, is popped up into the infield. Kelly gets under it and makes the play for out number 2.
Started off Ovi with a curveball that he threw for a strike, and then a fastball in the outer half, and then that fastball was up for Oviedo to get under it there a little bit. So, we see early here that Fletcher's got some control of his curveball, can throw it for a strike, and throw it for a strike first pitch, and that can make you very successful.
That'll bring Carson Buber to the plate. Curveball misses inside for ball 1.
Trying to go with the same approach that he did with Oviedo there and just missed.
The 1-0 to Buber. Lined right back up the middle. This could be tough. Hefner can't get to it, and Buber's in there as he reaches first base.
A little bit of an error there as it got past it. It was kind of capped off the bat there, but kind of a do-or-die play there for Hefner. He did all he could to get to it. Ball come up a little bit, got him in the heel, just popped over his glove there, and the speedy Buber is on at first base. But this is who they didn't want to face in the first inning right here, Mike Lupus.
Yeah, and, Coach Byler said he wanted to extend Fletcher's outing. That right there, getting on first, hitting tough balls is what the Dogs wanted to do today.
Again, it looked like a first pitch curveball trip.
Yeah, he did it again. Yeah, he's trying to get ahead with that curveball in, and
it's just missing. So if he can get it to go, it's going to be a dangerous pitch as Lupus fouls off that one.
Yeah, it's been curveball, fastball. So that's kind of what the approach has been so far.
I think you'd rather just not face Mike Lupus at all at this point.
Yeah,
he's been after it. Yeah, if Jefferson could have got Buber out there 1, 2, 3, he certainly would have. They'd have been happy to see Lupus lead off that inning as opposed to with base runners on. 2 outs going to be hard for Buber to run. He can only hope for a dirt ball here to extend the 90.
Throw over, not in time. The dimensions here at Sager Field a little bit deeper for the pole hitters, 312 down the lines. I believe it's 305 at P.O. Faulkner Park. There's one in there for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And then center and right center are about the same, maybe a little bit deeper. The 1-2 fouled off by Lupus.
Curveball. He got the end of the bat on just barely, then it come down and got him in the top of the foot. And so 2 strikes. You know, if you were going to run, this wouldn't be a bad pitch to run on because it could be an off-speed pitch, or at least that last one. But, 2 strikes. Anything around the plate, Lupus is going to be swinging anyway. So
the 1-2 just misses outside for ball 2. On a pitch running away from Lupus. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Boober standing on first.
That was a good pitch. I mean, that was a, wouldn't have surprised me if it went the other way.
The 2-2 popped up and out of play.
Boober did take off on that pitch as he's got 2 strikes now. So, more of a chance to go ahead and take off there since we're deeper into the at bat. Boober's had an opportunity to see, Fletcher time him up on his pick move.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Boober doesn't go this time. Pitch misses inside for ball 3. So we'll definitely run on this pitch with a 3-2 count and 2 down in the top of the first inning. No score between Martinsburg and Jefferson. Things just getting started in this huge regional matchup. The next pitch to Lupus. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fletcher gets him with the high fastball, and we head to the bottom of the first. The Dogs strand 1. Cougars coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR Martinsburg and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
May is National Trauma Awareness Month, and WVU Medicine is joining the effort to help bring attention to this year's theme, Roadway Safety is No Accident. With a documented rise in motor vehicle crashes and fatalities throughout our nation, the theme is both timely and appropriate. Our roadways continue to become overcrowded, drivers are more distracted, and safety hazards are growing. Prevention is the key. Safety is a choice. This message for National Trauma Awareness Month is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
Back here to Sager Field. No score between Martinsburg and Jefferson. Jefferson coming to the plate as the Dogs stranding Carson Boober on first base, but Mike Lupus getting the start in this senior season for Mike Lupus. Not only what he's done at the plate, even though obviously striking out the end of the inning, but he's been on a tear at the plate, and he's been great on the mound as well, Tripp.
Yeah, he's been awesome on the mound. It's been a big surprise. I shouldn't say surprise, but he certainly has. We knew he was going to pitch. Just know he was going to pitch this well against, such good competition. Jefferson's seen him the last time. He held him down and kept the ball away, through the soft contact. Didn't put a lot of free base runners on, and Jefferson wasn't quite clicking at that time. So see what he can do now with this team now that they found their groove a little bit at the plate. But Lupus hasn't lost anything on the mound since that night. So kind of see how this strikeout affects him. Hopefully he can go out and just put that strikeout behind him and pitch. And as far as Jefferson goes, I mean, they've got a book here on Lupus, and they have to have a plan and see if they can stick to it, or if Lupus can continue his winning ways here on the mound tonight.
Well, we talked about with Coach Grove of Hedgesville about bringing your at-bats to the mound. You never want to do that. And Lupus starts with a strike call on Ryan Hefner.
Yeah, it's tough when you got to pitch and hit. I don't care who you are, but
this one hit on the ground toward third. Oviedo scoops and throws over to first. Throw, though, running Rupenthal off the bag. He still is able to make the tag for out number 1.
Yeah, soft contact there after the called strike. Ball come up the line after Oviedo made a nice clean play, threw it up the line, and Rupenthal made a nice job collecting it and getting a high tag on Cole Lewis on Hefner. Hefner kind of tripped over the bag afterwards, so Looks like he's no worse for the wear, though.
Morgan stands in and takes that first pitch outside for ball 1. Morgan, even though he throws left, hits from the right side.
Morgan's been tremendous on the mound.
The 1-0 is in there for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about, kind of coming into this season with some question marks. Who are your top 2 guys going to be? We saw Sammy Roberts and Finn last year, Horowitz, and who was it going to be? And really, I think, a bunch of guys have taken things into, taken over pitching. I mean, what you've seen with, today's pitcher.
This one hit down the line and left, and that's a fair ball. Off the glove of Isaac Grove, and standing at second base is Riley Morgan.
Yeah, the ball hit hard. It was 2-1 count, and he got a fastball in. He pulled his hands in, drove the ball right down the line to 312 mark. Grove gave it a run. I thought there for a minute Grove was going to run it down. He dove, just did catch the glove. So very good effort there by Grove. But here we have it. A little different team. So Lupus is going to have to get after it here and keep these guys off the plate.
Breaking ball hits the zone for strike 1 on J.J. Pavanelli, the third baseman. It almost looked like from our angle that ball was going to tail foul, but it did stay in play, and Grove made a good effort but couldn't quite make the catch. Next pitch misses high for ball 1.
Yeah, if Lupus are going to keep Morgan from touching home plate again here, he's going to have to be real careful. These next 2 guys with Fletcher and Pavanelli.
The 1-1 is fouled away by J.J. Pavanelli, the third baseman. Utility guy a year ago, and is starting to really come into his own at the plate this season for the Cougars. Hitting in the 3-hole, he's followed by Caleb Fletcher. Lupus looks back at the runner and delivers the 1-2, and it's hit hard right toward the second baseman, Keegan Everhart, who throws a second in time for the double play, and that will end the inning. Everhart continues to shine with the glove at second. We head to the second inning. No score between the Cougars and the Bulldogs. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The first mistake.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Spring has sprung. Time to head to Orr's Farm Market to find your flowers, veggie plants, bagged mulches, and potting soil. Visit our bakery counter to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't forget our pie flavor of the month for April, Boston cream pie. We have West Virginia food products, local coffee, honey, maple syrup, dairy, and meat. We have 25 new Orr's jam and salsa flavors for you to try. Check us out at orrsfarmmarket.com, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Sager Field, no score between Jefferson and Martinsburg after an excellent play by Keegan Everhart, but also miscommunication there on the base pass by Riley Morgan.
Riley Morgan, he got a hold there, 1 out. You have to freeze on the line drive. It was right directly a step or two to Keegan's left, and just he had to maybe jump up in the air, maybe an inch or two to pick it up, and he just caught Riley Morgan leaning. Great job by Uber sneaking in behind him, but that's probably the first mistake of the day, and we'll see what happens here if Martinsburg can capitalize on it here and there, top of the second.
Sifford leads things off, and he takes a healthy hack for strike 1. Landon Sifford, he's been heating up as well. Had a home run the other day, and had some good hits against the Applemen. This pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1-1 count on Sifford. Fletcher, first inning, gives up 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and a strikeout. This one called strike 2 at the knees on Landon Sifford, the catcher. Rubenthal and Alter due up as well for the Bulldogs, they say. Pitch misses high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice to get Sifford on here. If you're Martinsburg. Curveball just missed there.
3-2 count. on Landon Sifford. Owen Rubenthal standing on deck. The pitch from Fletcher on 3-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's back-to-back strikeouts. Dating back to last inning, both of them swinging on two of the hottest hitters in the EPAC, and Lupus and Sifford. Owen Rubenthal come to the plate now.
Yeah, Nick, while we got a minute, the weather tonight is brought to you by CMA's Toyota Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue, home of the lifetime limited powertrain warranty. With every vehicle they sell at no additional cost to you. Right now it's 54 degrees, but definitely feels a lot cooler than that. Rain in the forecast, and definitely not what you expected for a May 1st weather game.
A little chilly out here tonight.
Yeah.
1-0 count. And this one popped up, but out of play on Rubenthal.
We'll also get you the EPAC Baseball Roundup. That's brought to you by Jambo Construction and Fencing, LLC, a veteran-owned company that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. You can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 for a free estimate. Two teams in action tonight, Musselman at Moorfield.
This one hit out toward right center field. It's going to get down for extra bases for Owen Rubenthal. Rubenthal is standing in with a double with one out here in the second inning. Really good piece of hitting from the lefty.
Yeah, Rubenthal, the Gator out there on second base. He caught the right center gap there as a clean double as it got between the split the fielders. And there Martinsburg has an opportunity with one out, as did Jefferson last inning. So see if Martinsburg can capitalize with a man on second. Here in the bottom of the lineup here, Alter gets his opportunity. After, like we said, in the Musselman game, the bottom kind of went dry there. But Rubenthal getting that bottom going, see if Alter can keep it going.
Pitch to Alter. This is a call on strike 1.
And, looking back at these two other games going on, Musselman at Moorfield, they're currently up 2-0 as this thing populates here. That game is in the middle of the second inning.
0-1 is a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Looks like Boyles grounded out, and Kyle Lohr scored. Jason Myers singled, and Hartman scored to get the 2-0 lead.
The 0-2 froze him for strike 3. Alter goes down looking. The third strikeout of the evening for Caleb Fletcher. And Isaac Grove coming to the plate now with 2 outs. So kind of a jam. We'll see if Caleb Fletcher gets out of it.
Fletcher went curveball, fastball, and he had a looking curveball, swinging curveball. Then after that, it kind of went downhill for
big swing and a miss for
Alter.
strike 1.
As we finish up the EPAC Baseball Roundup, looks like Loudoun County out of Virginia on top of Hedgesville, 7-0 top of the first inning. Outing not going Lane DeLauder's way at all.
The 0-1 is a called strike 2 on Grove, so Fletcher not rattled by the double. Gets ahead 0-2 with 2 down.
Yeah, he's been ahead, last 2 batters. He's just been commanding it here. Curveball in, fastball away.
The 0-2 pitch poked down the first baseline and out of play into the bullpen area.
Got a little too much of that. You got it up where Grove can see it, and so he got his hands out there. But Grove did a nice job fighting it off. But he's been going curveball, fastball, elevating it. So see if he doesn't try to go for another fastball here with Grove. Maybe in this time.
Runner on second base
After
is Owen Rubenthal. After the 1-out double.
Catcher setting up away. Fastball, curveball.
The pitch is a chopper hit toward third. Pavanelli scoops, throws the first. A tough throw, and he didn't get him. So runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Keegan Everhart coming to the plate with an opportunity to drive in a run as Martinsburg extends the inning. A good scoop by Pavanelli, but not a great throw.
He has a one-hopper. He choppered with the Grove got out of the box hard. The ball come up for Pavanelli, thinking I thought it was going to be a kind of routine play. He would have gotten Grove by a step or two, but he threw it high and up the line. Grove went under it, and Kelly couldn't snap the throw back onto his back before he got there.
We've seen that now twice where throws from the third baseman go up the line here at Sager Field this evening. 1-0 count on Everhart, kind of 2 different kind of plays. Oviedo going more toward his left. Pavanelli was charging in on a ball more toward the right, but
in the early time out here, Coach Lauber's going to go out and talk to him. Number 9 batter. He's probably telling him, hey, let's attack this hitter. Let's get this guy here. And
you definitely don't want to get back to the top with potentially a run already in.
I got a feeling that Everhart's going to try to put one down this third base line.
I think that would be, something pretty easy to predict. He's really good at that this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to depend on Pavanelli, his stance out here on third, where he's going to be at. He has to kind of stay back a little bit with the runner, but he doesn't. But he doesn't have to stay, like he would if he was guarding.
He's up a little bit.
So he's up. So I guess I'll take that away. But he still may try to do something to pull him in and then try to hit it by him. Try to bunt and run. See what happens.
Throw it at first, not in time. So runners on the corners for the Dogs.
1-0 count.
The 1-0 from Fletcher hit hard on the ground towards short. Hefner scoops it, throws the second in time for the final out of the inning. Well, to the bottom of the second. Still no score between Martinsburg and Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Jeez, Trips.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Back to Sager Field. No score between the Bulldogs and the Cougars. Jefferson coming to the plate here. West Virginia High School baseball action on TV10 and WRNR on the radio side, along with WRNR TV on YouTube. Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, happy to have you with us. Kyle McLaughlin, our cameraman, back in the studio is Dylan Bishop.
Dylan is in luxury tonight.
Why, are you cold, Spencer?
He doesn't have to wear gloves in May.
Yeah, we got the base
Who
coaches
wearing
gloves, and I got a sweatshirt
that?
on, a long sleeve shirt. But these kids aren't cold; they're ready to play. They're just getting a little noise out of Jefferson's dugout over there. Had a couple of base hits on both sides.
4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Cougars. The first pitch, nice one from Lupus in there for strike one to Caleb Fletcher. Fletcher, Kelly, Scheib due up. The next pitch to Fletcher, fouled away and then hits off of him. So dead ball.
Lupus doing a nice job of slowing that down, messing up Fletcher's timing. A lot of people, certainly the overpowering fastball can, get you out. But something to be said about guys who can change speeds and hit spots. Those guys can be very successful and hits throw to soft contact.
The 0-2 misses below the knees and just above the hitting the dirt for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter in this inning, the number 4 hitter in the lineup, Fletcher. And this breaking ball, he swings and misses for strike 3. The throw down from the catcher, Sifford, is tough, but he got him by a step.
Well, he would have been out for interference. You see him curl out.
Yeah.
As he went to the outside. And Fletcher tried to kind of get wide there and deflect that throw as Ruperthal went outside, and then Fletcher kind of went out as well. But either way, they made a nice throw there on the outside to record their strikeout.
So Ryan Kelly to the plate. He takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0 count. The 1-0 popped up. Could be some trouble down the first base line. Heading foul, though, and unable to get to it was Everhart chasing around the fence. So just a long strike.
Yeah, good bit of foul territory down there by the bullpen and on the right field side, and Everhart and Murphy give it all they had, and just came up a step or two short of it.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. No score here in the bottom half of the second inning between Martinsburg and Jefferson at Sager Field. The 1-1 breaking ball misses high for ball 2. 2-1 here on Ryan Kelly, the first baseman. Lupus delivers the 2-1 pitch, and it's hit right back toward Carson Buber at shortstop, who snags it for out number 2.
Yeah, baby was lined a little bit. You see him kind of tail back into Carson's in towards he was seeing it in on glove side, and it kind of come back in across, and right there by his face, he kind of face shielded it, but that ball was hit pretty hard by Kelly, but right at Lupus. Right at Buber.
That'll bring Daquan Shipe to the plate. Shipe takes the first one just high for ball 1. Not a bad pitch, though, from Lupus.
He's got to get that curveball down. That's the ball that got hit out into, Morgan hit out down the 312 mark, so he's got to keep it down.
Big swing and a miss for strike 1 on Shipe.
You want to be, you want to miss up with your fastball, down with your curveball. You want to, change their eye levels. You don't want to leave a curveball up.
A 1-1 with 2 down. Nice pitch there. Hits the inside part of the zone for strike 2.
Yeah, if he can live there, he's going to be tough to hit for these Jefferson batters.
He already has been.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The next pitch to Shipe. Popped up. Again, chasing after it was Clement and Everhart. Neither of them able to get to it out there and right as it falls in that foul territory for keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down and no score, bottom of the second.
Keeping those guys' legs loose out there. I bet they're not cold.
Yeah.
After those 2 sprints. I could have probably got there, though, but I got a little more speed than Murphy.
Oh, yeah, just a little.
1-2 fouled away by Shipe.
A little less than that.
I take longer strides.
Trip was D1 back in the day, Spencer.
That was all blacktop.
Yeah. The 1-2 pitch popped up left field. Coming in and making the play is Isaac Grove. We head to the third. Still no score between Martinsburg and Jefferson. Nick Verzolini and Trip Tobin here along with Spencer Dupuis. We'll take our first break. Or we'll take another break and we'll return with more West Virginia High School baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia, that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
We welcome you back here to Sager Field. Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, happy to have you with us. No scores. We head to the third inning between Martinsburg and Jefferson. Jordan Canby will lead things off to begin this inning. Fletcher stays on the mound for the Cougars. The pitch in the zone for strike 1.
I think this has been a great pitching performance by both players. Other than the ball that Lupus left up there that Morgan got. The rest of it's been a really good pitching outing for both pitchers. Rupenthal actually hit a fastball, so it was just a pitch they got over the plate. But other than that, these 2 guys have been solid.
The 1-1, another nice pitch from Fletcher, hits the zone for strike 2. Yeah, Trip, besides those 2 doubles, everything else has been infield hits and errors that have found the base paths.
Tough plays, swinging bunch we call them, soft grounders that make the infielders, they have to make those do or die plays. It's just a tough play when you have speed that Martinsburg and Jefferson have and the ball's not hit that hard,
2-2 pitch to Canby, swing and a miss, strike 3 on a pitch in the dirt.
Big curveball there. That was the one that did a little bit. I think the others were kind of more of a 12-6 curveball. That was a little bit more of a slider that bit there late. I'm not sure if he's got that third pitch or what he's got there.
It's the 4th strikeout of the game so far for Fletcher. bring Oviedo to the plate, and Oviedo's first pitch swinging sends it into left field for a base hit.
Solid single. We've seen some solid doubles, but it's the first solid single. Yeah, he did a nice job there, just catching that. He's starting to find a little bit of the, excuse me, Caleb's starting to kind of come back through the second time and kind of figuring out his pitch sequence, and these guys are kind of setting on it a little bit now.
Next pitch here to Carson Buber. Misses outside for ball one.
A lot of first pitch curveballs. Kind of be thinking about, sitting on one if it hangs.
Throw over. Oviedo slides back in safely. Oviedo on first after the one-out single into left field. No score between the Cougars and the Dogs. Top of the third inning. And the next pitch from Fletcher is popped up, but heading out of play, and it will head out of play and just be a strike.
We're looking at a sophomore out here on the mound, reclassed, after his COVID year, and he went to private school there, and we got 2 more years of this young man, and he could easily be, him and Morgan 1-2. Just very good combination if you're Jefferson. With Shipe on the third, maybe in the 3 spot. We haven't seen a tremendous
the 2-1 check swing from Buber, but he did go around for strike 2.
Big Dave Boyd's back behind the plate. Jeff King out in the field. Boyd said that umpire Dave Boyd said he went around on that, so 2-2.
Throw over. Oviedo slides back in safely.
But yeah, looking at that 1-2-3, however you want to stack them up with Shipe and these other, and Morgan and Fletcher. I mean, they have a staff that could certainly get through a regional and a sectional.
Yeah, got other guys that they've been able to rely on as well, like Ryan Hefner,
Cole Lewis. They've got some guys that can throw it.
Runner takes off. The throw down to second is in time, or not in time, I should say. Oviedo is safe on the strikeout throwdown from Spears, so a runner on second, but Buber goes down looking.
Yeah, that's a chance there. Buber probably would like to have back. Fastball down the middle. He got caught looking and had the runner moving at that point, so he puts him on. Lucas got the intentional walk here, getting some respect here from Jefferson as they're going to go after Sifford, who struck out the last time. So
Sifford still got some power. He hit a home run last week.
Yeah.
Lupus struck out the last time as well, but I guess they're fearing that bat a little bit more.
Got the courtesy runner out there.
Logan Wilt.
Courtesy of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, who have built a great roster for this season, including former Jefferson Cougar Finn Horwitz.
Is it courtesy of the junior or the senior team, or both?
The whole squadron.
Everything.
Got a few Cougars on that
The whole kit and caboodle, yeah.
Connor Bailey, I believe, is coming back.
Connor Bailey as well, yes.
Got Danner from the JV team's going to play on the juniors. Logan McCartney.
Pitch misses low for ball one. And of course, Lupus, who just walked, will be on that team, and Landon Sifford as well.
As well as Jordan Canby.
And Carson Buber. Just go for the whole roster. 2 count here on Sifford with 2 down and 2 on for the Bulldogs. No score between the two teams in the top of the third, but Martinsburg threatening after the intentional walk to Sifford, the 2-0. Misses for 3 balls and no strikes.
Got to take a pitch here, but, in any other time you'd be setting dead red, but he'll be taken here all the way. And
the 3-0 to Sifford misses high and outside for ball 4, so it's technically back-to-back walks after the intentional and then the actual walk from Fletcher. That puts the bases loaded all of a sudden for Owen Rupenthal, as we have another courtesy runner, courtesy of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets.
Number 23.
Trace Spar?
No, it's not Trace.
Spar's number 11, I do believe.
Maybe Parker or Steen?
Steen.
It is Jackson Steen down there. So pitch hits the zone for strike 1 on Rupenthal, but bases loaded for Rupenthal, who had that double
Little Jambo Jam here for the first time we've seen this tonight.
The 0-1 fouled away by Rupenthal. Quickly, Fletcher gets ahead. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down with the bases loaded. For Caleb, though, I mean, he's used to pitching in some jams, being a relief guy for the most part this season.
Yeah, Caleb, he, kind of throwing no fear. He's, he's finding the zone there. And 0-2 here, Rupenthal looking to get him out.
The 0-2, a swing and a miss, strike 3. Another one for Caleb Fletcher. This one will end the inning with the bases loaded after back-to-back walks. We head to the bottom of the third. No score between Martinsburg and Jefferson. We're back in 1 minute.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar & Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar & Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
It was Nick.
We welcome you back here to Sager Field. No score between the two teams in Martinsburg and Jefferson as we head to the bottom of the third. And the Cougars will lead it off. Brady Roberts, Josh Cienfuegos, and Cole Lewis due up for the Cougars. And Brady Roberts coming to the plate. His brother Sammy in attendance. Shepard
He's
out of school.
The Sammy 22.
He's wearing his jersey.
I think it's probably just going to go down the line because he's got a younger brother than that.
Andy Roberts, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was a star in the Little League.
Martinsburg could, shooting himself in the foot a little bit. 6 strikeouts, 6 left on base through 3 innings. You can't leave those guys on a base against this Jefferson team. It'll just bite you in the end.
So far, Jefferson hasn't left anybody on base, so I guess from the perspective of getting the pitch count up and threatening a lot more, Martinsburg has had that.
Well, they didn't leave any on because they got caught in a double play.
Right.
But even if they didn't, there's still just 1 left on.
Yeah.
But Martinsburg has left 6 on base. He left 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third.
The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2, as it looked like Lupus fooled Roberts there.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
We haven't seen Roberts DH in much, at least I haven't. Maybe I haven't watched enough or been watching enough, but,
The 1-2 to Brady fouls it away.
Bit of a new face in there in that lineup. Young man's put together well. He's an athlete. Looks like he could do some damage.
I believe he's a freshman or a sophomore.
He's young.
The 1-2 pitch to Roberts, low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Third inning, no score. Lupus looks into his catcher Sifford and delivers the next pitch, and Roberts puts some good hit onto this one, but coming over in left center to make the play is Isaac Grove.
Kind of slipped there at the end of that.
Yeah, tough play there on the run.
I mean, that grass, that dirt area, probably still a little wet from the weekend of rain.
It rained earlier, too.
Yeah, a little bit of rain earlier as well.
A lot of guys have found the front and the back of that warning track out there, but nobody's quite gotten a full cut at it here to get the thing up and out of here.
Cienfuegos will lead off this inning. 1-0 count on Josh.
1 out, and here in the 8th spot.
Next pitch to Cienfuegos, called strike 1.
Kind of used to seeing Cienfuegos in the 9, but also Cole Lewis let off a lot of the year. So basically, Cole just kind of dropped down. They went 2 through 8 instead of
Cienfuegos sends this one into what could be trouble, and sliding in and making the catches, Jordan Canby at right center field.
Yeah, I feel like when in doubt, Jordan Canby's going to make a sure hand catch.
That's what you call infield-outfield communication there. As Everhart went back, kind of initially called it, then he gave way to the center fielder, which he should coming in. But Canby made a sliding catch there on his butt, and got 2 up and 2 down here in the third.
So far, just that one hit given up, the Riley Morgan double for Mike Lupus. Other than that, he's been pretty much perfect. Or he has been perfect other than the hit given up. The 1-0 called strike on Lewis, the number 9 hitter, as you said, Tripp, kind of mixing up the lineup a little bit. Seen Hefner in that 2 spot quite a bit. Riley Morgan's kind of got moved up, I feel like, as here's a 1-1, and that one misses low for ball 2.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching, a lot of their games there in Game Changer there earlier, I mean, Cole Lewis was hitting as good as anybody. So I don't think this is I don't think this is a demotion, just more of kind of moving those other guys up a little bit and just going 2 through 8, as he can do. Your number 9 guy can be your leadoff guy easily, as he takes that pitch high there at 3-1.
Yep, 3-1 count here with 2 down. Lupus delivers the 3-1. And it hits the zone for strike 2. Full count here on Lewis. And that misses high for ball 4. So the Cougars avoid the minimal batters faced.
Yeah, he was cruising there for 9 batters in 3 innings until that walk after the double play. So we're back to the top. Cole Lewis doing a great job extending that inning. Yeah. That's what you want to do if you're a Cougar there. You want to, after your.
Lewis takes off for second. Throw down, got him. So he'll still have the minimal batters faced. Coach Lowry, not certain, I think, why he took off, because it looked like it was a late steal there from Lewis, but we will head to the 4th. But this game still scoreless between Martinsburg and Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
WVU Medicine invites you to join us for the ribbon cutting and open house of the Expanded Heart and Vascular Institute at Berkeley Medical Center. Tours and refreshments will be available following the ribbon cutting Thursday, May 11th at 11 a.m. The Expanded Heart and Vascular Institute is located on the Berkeley Medical Center campus on the 1st floor of the Dorothy McCormick Center, 2000 Foundation Way in Martinsburg. WVU Medicine is proud to offer world-class heart care close to home.
We welcome you back to Sager Field here at Jefferson High School. Bulldogs 7, 8, 9 hitters due up, and Alter, Grove, and Everhart. Alter struck out looking his first time up. And continuing to do his thing so far, Caleb Fletcher, 6 strikeouts. This one hit back right toward Fletcher. He fields it well and underhand tosses the first base to Kelly for the first out of the inning. That will quickly bring Isaac Grove to the plate, who was able to reach on air his first time.
Alter went up there looking to hit early. Found a pitch he could get a hold of. Just didn't get quite enough of it to get it past Fletcher there. He made a nice play with quick hands there by Fletcher.
First pitch to Grove, hits the zone for strike 1.
Both these pitchers have done a nice job of hitting the inside, outside corners.
The 0-1 chopper. Kelly fields it at first, tosses to Fletcher for out number 2. So the pitcher and first baseman working together to get the first 2 outs of the inning.
2 pitches, 2 outs? Oh, no, 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah. So Everhart has to take here to lead, with the 2 outs. You don't want to go down super quickly, I would think.
No, they've had him on the ropes a little bit. Everhart needs to extend the inning just like Cole Lewis did last time in the 9 spot. So, he needs to figure out a way to get on base and work a good at bat here. as we've had a 1-3 and a 3-1, inning here.
First pitch misses to Everhart. The next one a little bit high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Lights on here at Sanger Field. Quickly, it's been a pitcher's duel between these two. The 2-0. Called strike 1.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like both dugouts getting into it a little bit, but not really at all. Like
they've been kind of quieted and not been a lot to cheer for. Not quite the game that we seen last year between these two, but
popped up here towards second, and Cienfuegos catches it for the final out of the inning. So very quick, 1-2-3 inning for the Bulldogs. Bottom of the fourth when we come back. Still no score between Jefferson and Martinsburg, West Virginia High School baseball. On Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back to Sager Field. No score between Martinsburg and Jefferson. Mike Lupus continuing to go through the Cougar lineup trip, and we've seen, obviously, Caleb Fletcher do it on the other end. It's 2 different style guys. Lupus only has 1 strikeout. You look at Fletcher, he's already got 6. But both guys have been effective, and you could argue even Lupus has been better because, he's gone through the minimal batters. Now, some of that's due to some Jefferson base running errors, but also he's just dealing right now.
Yeah, Lupus is at 40 pitches. He still hasn't thrown in the fourth, but after 4, we got Fletcher at 59. So, both pitchers working pretty well. The tail of the tape here so far has been Jefferson's miscues on the base pass and Martinsburg's inability to get runners on by leaving 6 on and then striking out with base runners on. So, and that's just been the difference here. Neither team's able to capitalize on the other team's, miscues at this point.
We're just really seeing a good pitcher's duel tonight.
Yeah, they did. When you leave runners on, that means the pitcher's, digging in and grinding and making it happen.
This one hit right back toward Mike Lupus. He throws the first for out #1. So both teams in the 4th inning.
I was going to say that.
While Jefferson saw a little bit more pitches, start the inning with a 1-3 ground out.
Yeah. Yeah, when you leave runners on base, that means that, Fletcher's able to dig in,
rain here now.
Get those outs with the runners on, in the stretch.
Yeah, rain picking back up again here.
Very slight drizzle here, but picking up a little bit.
Morgan seen that curveball he liked there earlier and swung through it this time for 0-1.
And Morgan had a double his first time. This one popped up in the infield. Rupenthal catches it for out #2. So Jefferson gets Martinsburg to go down quickly, and so far 2 outs, nobody on for J.J. Pavanelli.
Almost identical innings. You had a 1-3, then a 3-1. This time we have a pitcher to third, then we have a fly out to the third baseman, first baseman. Yeah. Pitcher to first, and then a fly out to first.
First pitch here to Pavanelli, misses low and outside for ball 1. He lined out his first time.
That Lupus's fastball looks really good, quick after he sets it up with his, change up and his, his curveball.
The 2-0 pitch gets in there at the knees for strike 1.
Seen Pavanelli last year come in, play first, play third, play wherever coach needed him.
Next pitch to Pavanelli is high.
Situation again with the first 2 guys out where the third guy needs to extend the inning.
And that one a called strike 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down.
Yeah, rain picking up here. Seems like rain at a good pace.
Pavanelli fouls it off, and then I think it hit off of his foot.
Yeah.
Cold enough tonight to make that hurt even worse.
So I heard earlier from the Martinsburg coaches that it is the Elkins area, Pendleton County, slated to snow up there tonight.
Very possible.
Or down there.
Up
over
there, down there.
Over and
there.
down, over and up, somewhere over there. But, yeah, crazy weather here to start May.
Yeah, somewhere in the state. It's going to snow. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. For Pavanelli, the next pitch from Lupus, again fouled away. But it is pretty cold, especially for May 1st.
Rain's coming at a steady pace.
Yeah,
now so you can see
picked up a little
down.
bit.
Hasn't run anybody into the dugout yet or anybody to their cars. But
well, it's run people under our tent.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
He got a little piece of it.
No, he did foul it off. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he got. I didn't know he got it. He looked like he got up into Sifford, but see the umpire come out calling it. But yeah, he just barely got a piece off the cap there, and that looked like a drop third strike. But
the way he was jogging down the line made me think it was, but maybe he was just running or going in case it did kick fair. I don't know. 2-2 again, hit on the ground towards short. Buber scoops it off the bounce, fires to first. Rubenthal can't scoop, and he's safe down there at first base on the one-hop throw. So J.J. Pavanelli reaches.
Just a great job of Pavanelli keeping the bat going, trying to extend that at bat as long as possible after the 1 and 2. After 1-2, the 1 and 2 batters got out. So you got to hats off to him, just getting the ball in play. The ground's wet. That ball's wet, and they come across that grass and.
Slips right there.
Yeah, slips off of Lupus, heads to the backstop on the wild pitch.
That came right to me.
And hopefully we don't
More
have
to me. More to you? He definitely cut it loose, and it went over the back of Fletcher's head.
I think he was actually trying to go for your face. He was mad at you.
So
Tripp hasn't done anything. So.
We've seen the We've seen some.
They're going to walk Fletcher now?
Yeah, just give him the intentional walk, go after Kelly. And so we've seen both teams go for the open first base. A great call here, I think.
With the pitchers at the plate.
Yeah, I just think you have to, you do that. You have to give yourself an out at any base. You got 2 outs. You got to trust your pitchers and your fielders.
The 1-0 is low for ball 2.
But what can happen is a wild pitch or a dirt ball that moves them up. That just cannot happen. Suddenly Jefferson's into it.
Well, it should be ball 1, right?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it's
they
1-0.
switched it after.
This one hit hard toward third. Stepping on third is Braden Novieto. Smart play by the third baseman to get the force out. And we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. No score still between Martinsburg and Jefferson. Cougars coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back here to Sager Field. No score still as the rain continues to fall between Martinsburg and Jefferson. No score as we enter the top of the 5th inning. As Cougars weren't able to do anything in the bottom of the 4th. They remain scoreless and just with 1 hit so far. We have a little bit of a delay potentially here. The umpires
Tripp gets a delivery.
Got a fresh coffee delivered to me by Roxanne Wetzel Canby. We're letting her stay under the tent as long as she delivers drinks, coffee to us. Usually get it by Jason Myers from Musselman, but Roxanne's a lot prettier than him. And a lot nicer.
Also, we're not at Musselman or have any Applemen on the field today.
I am missing the friendly confines of the press boxes of Musselman and Martinsburg and Hedgesville here as the rain comes on the board here.
Yeah, they do have a press box here, but it's not big enough for anybody. So it's not really a press box then, I suppose. So press is for the media, so it's more of a scorekeeper box.
PA box.
PA box, that's a good name for it. But the pitch is in there for a strike to Jordan Canby, who leads off this fifth inning.
Martinsburg needs Canby's speed on base.
Breaking ball called strike number 2. Nice one from Caleb Fletcher.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to hit that pitch as it kind of came in at the hips and laid down on the back corner at the knees. So tough pitch to hit.
1-2 popped up and out of play.
Yeah. You'd have to think that the rain is advantage offense when they're hitting. The pitcher struggle with the ball, the fielder struggle with the ball. But it doesn't quite affect the hitter as much other than kind of the driving rain into your eyesight. But if you can get it in play and force them to pick up that wet ball.
The 1-2 misses low for ball 2. It seems like the rain hasn't maybe quite stopped, but it's definitely slowed down a little bit.
I got a coffee, but I'm not even drinking coffee.
You don't drink coffee?
No. I don't know why he ordered me a coffee.
The 2-2 misses high for ball 3.
I don't think Nick drinks coffee either.
I don't drink coffee. But
yeah,
it's cold, so it might be somewhat nice to
big spot here.
3-2 something warm.
Myers gives you 1, she gives you 2. Just remember that.
The 3-2 hits Canby. That will allow a base runner to lead off the inning for Martinsburg and potentially give them some much-needed momentum in this one.
Yeah, they needed that speed on base, and they got it there. 3-2 pitch. Like I said, I think the rain's advantage to the offense. I don't care. It's just a little tougher when that ball's it's when you're sweating and you got a little grip there, it's one thing, but when this rain and that ball is just a little tough.
Throw over by Fletcher, nearly got him leaning.
The other part of it is the wet ground kind of takes Martinsburg's speed away. As Canby's probably one of the speedier guys out there, it's going to be tough for him to move up in this kind of a muddy, sticky mud infield dirt here.
Canby gets hit a lot.
He stays on top of the plate.
1-0 count here on Oviedo as the pitch misses inside.
Well, he challenged the pitcher to throw it across the plate.
Just something I noticed. Seems like he's always getting hit. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Oviedo.
He's just that kind of guy.
Well, he stands. I mean, he stands. He got a good bend at the knees, which creates his hands and his upper body up there on the plate a bit.
Throw over and
now
kind of dangerous over there at first. As Canby, I don't know if he slipped coming back to the bag, but
almost
kind of awkwardly at first base.
Looked like he almost took his hand off the base as he rolled over.
Yeah,
which is why, if you looked in there closely, it's like first baseman did a double take on the touching the bag.
Another throw over, and that time I think he did get him. No, he's safe.
Canby's trying to slap out.
Couldn't see his arm from his angle.
The problem with him getting back right now is he can't slide back, and he's kind of sticking sort of like a horseshoe in clay. He just kind of sticks there and he doesn't get that slide on in. He has to reach over for it.
They're going to throw over again. I don't think Jordan at this point is taking a big enough lead to really get picked off, but you never know since you've had a few close ones. The 1-1 misses, in the zone for strike 2.
It was a high strike, up a little. Kind of probably could have went either way. Wouldn't have got too much gripe out either side, but it was right down the middle, up here by the armpit.
Canby takes off. Oviedo sends it into right center.
And then headed back. And umpire Boyd lost his counter there for a second.
Canby takes off. The throw down to second to Hopper, and Canby's in there with the stolen base.
Spears falls. So the catcher hit the plate, and down he went.
And I wonder
he
might be hurting a little bit more than
he did a pretty good split.
Yeah.
We've seen Oviedo go down. We've seen.
Do you think they delay it?
It's getting to that point. These guys keep sliding around.
Yeah.
The 1-0 pitch, Boober swing and miss.
They probably want to try
one.
and get through this inning when somebody can get a run in, because through 5 innings is an official game.
Yeah.
With at this point in the voting being tomorrow.
The next pitch misses outside for ball 2. So if it was tied, I mean, I don't think they'd make it up at this point in the season anyway.
Doubtful.
They would just.
But would they call it a tie if it get through the 5th inning?
Just be unfinished game.
Yeah. 2-1, 1 out. The next pitch misses outside for ball 3. But with these two teams potentially meeting again in a regional championship, and of course sectionals coming up, they probably wouldn't make this one up if it does get paused. So we'd like to see it finished.
Yeah, I think everyone would.
And pitch misses outside for ball 4. But obviously you got to keep the safety of the kids in mind first.
It's certainly not raining hard enough to
Right.
stop the game. It's just how far will the field take it after being rained on hard yesterday and then some this morning. So how much rain can the field
And
take
some
at
once
this
we
point?
got here as well. Only rained for about 10 minutes, but still.
Nice job by Spears there, because the last thing that Jefferson needs is a wild pitch to put both these guys in scoring position. As that ball's getting a little wet there, and Fletcher is in a little bit of a jam.
The 1-0 misses high for ball 2 to Mike Lupus. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out.
I think now you got to start looking at his footing. How keep an eye. I think we're kind of, if you're watching at home, the camera, see how he's feeling as he's land on that mound.
2-0.
Lost his
strike there, called at the knees. 2-0, 2 on for the Cougars. 1 out in the top of the 5th inning between Martinsburg and Jefferson. The next pitch just misses high for ball 3.
Lupus right where he wants to be, 3-1. One of the hottest hitters on the team, can set fastball here. He can take a daddy hack at it if he'd like to, and nobody's going to complain if he misses.
The 3-1 to Lupus is low for ball 4, so the Dogs have loaded the bases again. They did in the 3rd.
I bet you see a timeout.
We're unable to get a run in, and now Landon Sifford will come to the plate with the bases loaded. And the rain and wind picking back up here.
To the right, it's clearing.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, if you're Martinsburg, you want this thing to clear up. You know what I mean? You feel like at this moment, Martinsburg has if it was a boxing match, you would have to go, advantage Martinsburg at this point. They've had more runners on. They've certainly they struck out more and they've left more base runners on, so they haven't been able to get them in. But they have certainly had more opportunities at this point. So they're going to leave Caleb in. 1 out to go look for a double play ball. Looks like they'll probably bring the corners up, the middle back more than likely. Try to keep the outfield kind of in a no doubles situation so nothing gets over their head and turns this into a 3-run, as you see Scheidt getting back. Looks like the outfield's all back except for the right fielder. He's pulled up on a right-handed batter.
Pitch here to Sifford, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Like you mentioned, Spencer, there is a little bit of sun to our right, so with these
clouds are breaking.
It's brighter now than
maybe
it was.
Maybe it pulls this way and we finish the game.
We might see a rainbow. The 0-1 misses outside for ball 1. Sifford on the day, a strikeout and a walk so far.
It's raining a decent amount, though, or has a decent amount.
Sifford will step out. Bases loaded for the Bulldogs, top of the 5th. Would like to
golden opportunity.
Take advantage of this opportunity. The next pitch from Caleb Fletcher on 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2 on a pitch low.
That was a biting curveball there that bit. Great pitch there by Fletcher. I mean, and having a lot of confidence in his catcher to dig that thing out.
The 1-2 to Sifford. Breaking ball, throws him for strike number 3. 2 down in the inning. The bases remain loaded. That's a huge strikeout, though, from Caleb Fletcher.
Yeah, a curveball right at Sifford. Sifford felt like it didn't make it back across the plate. The umpire, Dave Boyd, said it did, so looking strike. 2 outs now. They can get an out at any base. Gets a little easier.
Whoa.
Good play by Spears.
To me. Got thrown to me.
If that was a right-handed batter, I'm not sure Spears gets that one.
Yeah.
Luckily, the left-handed batter was up because it was very similar to the pitch that Lupus cut loose that got away from him.
Rubenthal at the plate, the 1-0, high and inside for ball 2.
Definitely making Fletcher work. Obviously, you get the bases loaded. That's anytime that's going to happen. But he's about to throw pitch number 87. And, I mean, going into the bottom of this inning, it'll only be the 59th pitch for Lupus.
The 2-0 misses low and inside for ball 3. So
starting to become more
last
clear
thing you want to do here if you're Dale Fletcher is walk in a run to give Martinsburg the 1-0 lead. The 3-0 pitch is high for ball 4, and that's exactly what happens. The Bulldogs strike on the bases loaded walk with Christian Alter coming to the plate. It's 1-0 Martinsburg here in the 5th inning.
And the problem here is that Fletcher's not missing, he's not just missing. That at bat to Rubenthal, there was nothing that was really even close. So he certainly has lost his footing out there a bit and lost his mechanics in this rain.
Pitch here to Alter.
At this point, if you're Martinsburg, you got to wonder, is he in the stretch? Because if he's in the stretch, I mean, he's probably balking. He's in the stretch. He has to stop.
The 0-1.
That time he did stop.
High for ball number 1. A little bit surprised maybe that Coach Lowry left him out there, but he is their guy. I mean, he's been their best pitcher all season. So the 1-1 hit on the ground towards second. Cienfuegos scoops, throws the second out of the bobble.
Whoa.
And he's called out for out number 3. But Martinsburg does score a run on the walked-in run. Rubenthal gets walked in. And Canby scores. It's 1-0 Bulldogs as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning between Martinsburg and Jefferson. Cougars coming back to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
And the streak continues!
CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on the bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
We welcome you back to Sager Field. Martinsburg takes the 1-0 lead in the top of the 5th inning on 3 walks, helping the Bulldogs score, and the hit by pitch. Owen Rubenthal walking in the lead run here in the 5th inning, and so far Mike Lupus has shut down this Cougar lineup, holding them to just 1 hit and only reached base 3 times, I believe.
And one was an intentional walk, so he's only, there's an error on the shortstop. And Buber kind of skipped the throw. He had an intentional walk, and in the double, other than that, he's been clean, so. But, as Jefferson do, they hang around, and, they're just a swing away from being right tying this thing up. So, that was a rough inning there for Jefferson. It was a rough inning for Fletcher. Didn't help none that little rain shower came through while he was out there. It appears to be not raining.
Yeah, it's starting to clear
at the moment. So, that's advantage Martinsburg as well. So, at this moment, other than the mound being a little slippery maybe, we'll keep an eye on Lupus's footing out there. But we did notice a couple of times Fletcher kind of lost his footing a bit.
2-0 to Shipe. Hits the zone for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. To lead off this 5th inning for Jefferson, who trails at 1-0. Shipe, Robertson, Fuegos due up for the Cougars. The next pitch hit hard towards short. An excellent slide from Buber and an excellent throw, but Daquan Shipe runs it out to reach on the infield single.
Yeah, it was a great job by both. I mean, great job by Daquan to line it out there. Daquan's going to get pinch run for or courtesy run for.
He's coming in to pitch.
I think he's going to come in to pitch. So anyway, you can see on the camera if you're listening from radio. I mean, that ball's two-hopped into the 5-6 hole, and Buber goes over and tried to plant his foot, kind of slid down, and threw a great throw across, just half a step behind. But it was an excellent play by the senior out there, the junior out there, Carson Buber.
Might be Ty Vickers running there at first base.
Number 7, it looked like.
Yeah, that'd be Ty Vickers then. So pitch misses high here to Roberts. 1-0 count, 1-0. Dogs on top of the Cougars.
Jefferson got just what they needed, was a leadoff guy on, just like Martinsburg did. See if they can take advantage of it. And looks like Shipes going to the bullpen as got that single and immediately replaced by Vickers out there as a courtesy runner.
Nice pitch there from Lupus, hits the zone and gets in there for strike number 1. 1 ball and a strike on Brady Roberts.
A few years from now, Nick.
Yeah, throw over to first, not in time. 1-1 count here on Brady Roberts. No outs and a chance for Jefferson to get some offense going after Daquan Shipe had the infield single. Pitch nearly gone away from the catcher Sifford, but he makes the play on the pitch that definitely slipped out of Lupus's hand. 2 balls, 1 strike. The next pitch to Brady Roberts is popped up but goes fouling out of play, and Daquan Shipe is warming now officially in the Jefferson bullpen down there on the first base line.
Yeah, and we'll talk about him later when he gets into the ball game, but I mean he's had an interesting season. We talk about Caleb Fletcher's first start being tonight. He's started games, but more like you see in the MLB with openers. He'll come in for 1-2 innings to begin things, and then they'll go to a different pitcher.
Yeah.
But then he'll come in relief for 3 or 4 innings, so he can do it all.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The next pitch from Lupus to Roberts is popped up, heading out of play here on the third base line.
And that hit the van. Just kidding, it didn't.
I was going to say, we moved the van to avoid all foul balls.
Yeah. Colin wanted it too, though.
It's a big pitch here for Lupus. If he can get a strike out here, it'd be something. They need to get the ball in play. If Jefferson try to force Martinburg to field that.
Lupus gets the strikeout right on cue on the 2-2 pitch. Roberts chases for strike number 3. So now 1 out in the inning. A double play is in order, but with Cienfuegos and Vickers on the base pass, doesn't seem too likely.
So we're here in the bottom of the 5th, and that's the first time that Jefferson's had the leadoff runner or leadoff batter on. So we'll see how Lupus reacts.
Cienfuegos trying to lay down a bunt, but can't get it down, and it misses anyway for ball 1. Cienfuegos flew out to center field and is only at bat back in the 3rd inning. Throw over to Vickers, or with Vickers on first, over to Rupenthal down there. And
you really like that without a Lupus, keeping an eye on Vickers, trying to see if Cienfuegos is going to show again, Give
Oviedo up on the grass. The bunt from Cienfuegos bounces back. Tripp would have made the play if we were in play.
Yeah, I would have thrown somebody out there. I would have thrown somebody out there for sure.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Cienfuegos at the plate. Oviedo up on the grass. Vickers on first. Another throw over, and he stays put. Dives back in safely. Cienfuegos, as we mentioned, had that fly out the center field his last time up. Pitch from Lupus. Off-speed pitch missing inside for ball 2.
Lupus just missed their end. Cienfuegos a little smaller target. A little tighter zone.
Next pitch. A little bit inside again for ball 3. One thing that's interesting about being kind of field level is we can really see the pitches coming in a lot better than in the press box when we're elevated. Pitch misses, or throw over, not in time.
But we're a lot warmer.
Yes. So it's a nice trade-off, I suppose. 3-1 hits the zone for strike 2.
But if you were thinking May the 1st.
He was taken all the way there, so
it would be
3-2, 1 out. Is the runner going to go here? Going to try to stay out this double play? Nope, he's staying.
Baker stays, and the pitch misses high for ball 4, so kind of the bottom middle of the order doing its job here, and the Cougars have 2 on and just 1 out, and we'll see Coach Zarnecki come out and speak with his pitcher, Mike Lupus.
You're going to tell Mike, hey, we're one pitch away for a double play. Settle back in, do your thing. Let your defense work here. Try not to, the worst thing that can happen is a dirt ball here that gets them moved up. Try to keep this double play in effect here as we're looking at Cole Lewis, who's been the leadoff for Jefferson for, looks like he's going to get a pinch hit for, though, isn't he? Number 15?
I believe so, yeah. Unless.
So I think we're going to a pinch hitter here, a big, tall number 15. And
Zach Lawrence.
I'm not too familiar with Zach Lawrence.
Zach Lawrence, yeah. We haven't seen a lot of Zach this year, but
it appears he played April 27th and April 26th.
Okay. So Coach Lowry's feeling it here. Got a big lefty here up and opportunity.
He looks like he can hit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, nothing else. He can pull the ball on that side of the field and move the runner up.
Lawrence takes the first one low for ball one. Lewis did walk his first time up, but Lawrence now hitting for him here in the 9-hole.
Could be a big change here.
Next pitch hits the zone at the knees.
Maybe John flew him in from the Dominican for this game. He looks like he's only about 6'2" and maybe $190.
The 1-1 hit hard toward first, throw over to second, gets the first out. If somebody was covering, maybe they could have been able to turn two there, but do get the lead or one of the runners there for out number 2.
Nice job there by Rupert. Thought I'd take that. There's really no way. You got Keegan Everhart back in double play depth. He can't get over there. Right, that ball's going to number 9's going to come back. Is that?
Yeah, Lewis is coming back to run for Lawrence. So it didn't quite probably work out how Coach Lowry and the Cougars wanted, but you do advance one runner.
The worst thing you could do is hit it to the right side and get a man on third, so you don't give the bunt away. You don't have to bunt there. You give him a chance to get on base and advance the runner at the same time.
Hefner hits it towards center field, going back and making the play is Jordan Canby for the final out of the inning. So the Cougars strand 2. We head to the 6th. 1-0 Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
To Sager Field, 1-0 Martinsburg. Attention all Martinsburg High School graduates. Don't forget to purchase your Martinsburg High School alumni reunion and banquet tickets for $25 each to attend the 1 p.m. banquet on Saturday, May 27, 2023 at the Holiday Inn on Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg. Tickets may be purchased at Jordan and Hess Company in the Square, Patterson's Drugstore, or by calling Dale Hicks at 304-676-6969. The cutoff date is May 17th, 2023 to purchase tickets. 1-0 Martinsburg. Bulldogs coming to the plate here. It's Isaac Grove, Keegan Everhart, and Jordan Canby due up to begin the 6th inning. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis. The rain seems to have moved out for now, so right now it's nice conditions out here. 1-0 count.
Got a Martinsburg Bulldog alumni behind us. Trip.
Got one sitting next to us.
Yeah.
Jack Rasenweber behind us. I'll let out some news. Jack's going to coach this year with the Hornets, so I got Jack and Josh as we get a timeout here. I think maybe John will pull the string real quick on Caleb here, go straight to Daquan.
Yeah, if a 2-0 count, that would make some sense.
Here he comes.
Yeah,
He's made the move.
Shipe's going to come in and pitch, and we will take a 60-second break. 1-0 Martinsburg, 2-0 count on Isaac Grove when we return. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to Sager Field. 2-0 count here on Isaac Grove. Pitching changes brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance. In Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Spencer, you got our final line on Caleb Fletcher here tonight?
Yes, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts on 93 pitches with 5 walks. But, 7 strikeouts. If you look at that line, that's a pretty decent game. He's just right now on the wrong end of a 1-0 game.
Well, I think when you look at total pitches, you look at total strikes, that's where it cost him. 51 total strikes out of 93 pitches, and he was wiggling off the hook all night long as Martinsburg had left a lot of base runners on. So, it was just a matter of time before they struck. As we see Daquan come in and on a 2-0 count. So he has to fight out of a 2-0 count with the first strike on Grove.
2-1 now the count on Grove. The next pitch from Shipe misses high for ball 3. And for Fletcher, too, we believe it's his first start of the season, or at least hasn't had a whole lot of starts. So that is a factor. Also, the weather today wasn't the best as Shipe ends up walking Grove.
Poor Grove was kind of put in a bad spot, Shipe put a little bit of a bad spot there, down 2-0. So, he'll reset here, and Martinsburg has a leadoff guy on.
Is that still Fletcher's?
No.
Even because he threw 2 pitches to him and it was 2-0? Like the bat had already started? Okay.
No. The walk would still get a Shipe, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's still going to get it.
Even though it was a 2-0 count when he came in. Just kind of how it is.
And I think, at that point, even though it does get credited to him, it turns around and what it does, though, it does give. Basically what Coach Lowry was saying is, hey, I think we're in a situation here where 2 or 3 or 4 more pitches, he still gets walked. So we're going to go ahead and get Shipe in here and give him a couple of pitches to throw to Grove, and now he can reset. And he probably told Shipe, hey, go after this guy. I know you're down a little bit, and I know you're down in the count, but see what you can do. Give him a couple warm-ups. Now you can get after the number 9 guy.
Everhart sends a bunt. It's well placed. Pavanelli throws the first in time for out 1. The throw down to second, sliding back in safely is Isaac Grove, but Martinsburg advances the runner with Everhart on the sacrifice and brings Jordan Camby to the plate with a runner in scoring position. A 1-0 lead for the Bulldogs, and a good opportunity, especially with how Mike Lupus has pitched tonight, to potentially build yourself a very good lead over this Cougar team that's been rolling, number 1 team in the state according to Metro News, and you could get the confidence.
6, correct?
Yeah.
Breaking ball there for ball 1.
Hedgesville is really getting beat by a very good team here. As Musselman's rolling against Moorfield, but Hedgesville is getting beat pretty good by Loudoun County. So
I think we're just going to hold off on this
right
here for a little bit, but I think something magical is happening at Moorfield right now.
We don't want to talk about it.
1 ball, 1 strike.
You don't talk about it.
And the next pitch to Jordan Camby, hit into left field. That will get down and score a run. Grove coming to the plate. The throw from left field comes over all the way into our camera, and then Canby is in there with an RBI double, and the Bulldogs extend the lead to 2-0. Great hit by Jordan Canby to left field. And Fletcher threw down, but Grove scored easily from first.
The ball had to be wet because Fletcher threw it at least a story high, and it caught the top of the net back here. I mean, when he hit the baseball, Coach Ballard was sending him all the way. I thought, oh, no, it's going to be a heck of a, he's going to throw it out the plate, but the throw just sailed. And, I just think the weather here, poor Fletcher has had to throw a wet baseball from the mound. Then he had a worm burner there he had to throw. And, it's just a great piece of hitting by Canby. A good call on Coach Ballard's part there to take a shot at it. And, at this level, you got to make these guys throw that base runner out, and that's what they did. And he wasn't able to grip that baseball, and he threw it high, and the run scored.
Pitch missing low for 3-0 on Braden Oviedo. And you also got to, of course, give credit to Keegan Everhart. His sacrifice advances that runner into scoring position to second base, allowing him to score on a ball hit like that from Canby. The 3-0. It's the zone for strike one on Oviedo. Oviedo, pair of flyouts and a single so far. And the 3-1 from Daquan Shipe, hit on the ground, foul down that third base line. Bring the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes with Canby standing on second with the RBI double to extend the Martinsburg lead out to 2-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Next pitch to Oviedo is fouled away.
Nice whip back there by Oviedo. 3-2, extending it, making it hard on Daquan. Oviedo, looks like he needs to just get the ball and play on the ground. Try to get it behind Canby and give himself a shot to get it through.
The 3-2 pitch. Oviedo sends a chopper foul.
If he can get the ball on the ground, it's going to force Jefferson to check the runner, give him a chance to get down the line, and it's going to force him to make a longer throw. Pavanelli's back, so, trying to keep that ball from getting through the 5-6 hole. Jefferson's got to keep the ball on the infield, so a lot of good things could happen if he doesn't strike out here.
The 3-2 pitch, high for ball 4, so Oviedo gets on with the walk, and Carson Buber will come to the plate. Buber has singled, struck out, and walked so far. With
Musselman winning over at Moorfield and Hedgeville getting beat, at this moment, it's really setting the stage for these two guys to make a real case, to be, one in, or Martinsburg to be one in that section should they hold on. And, after, kind of winning here later in the season as the other two teams are kind of on a little bit of a different run, with Musselman and Hedgeville, so.
I think it's all about how
a crazy game. How you
finish the regular season and head into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is like, talking about Jefferson, they lost those first 3 EPAC games.
Buber rips this one to left field. That ball is off the wall out there and left. 1 run is in to score, and it's going to be runners on second and third for the Bulldogs as Canby and Oviedo kind of had to wait to see if that ball was going to be caught out there and left. Fletcher made a great run on it, but the Dogs extend the lead at the 3-0 on the RBI double from Carson Buber, with Mike Lupus coming to the plate and 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out. Yeah. And the Bulldogs exploding for this game, exploding with the 2 runs here.
If that fence out there is 365, then Buber hit 364 because it hit the, just there in the middle of the fence. They're going to put Lupus on again, load the bases for Siffer with 1 out, and they're going to get a courtesy runner. But you have to remember the Lupus the last time they faced hit a home run against Jefferson, in that 3-1 lead. So. In that 3-1 game, so they know what Lupus can do and the damage he can do, and he's been feeling it lately. And Jefferson's, they study the game, but and they know who's hot and who they think they can get out. So, here Landon just has to get the ball in play and not hit into a double play. It's what you call an easy RBI spot here. They're going to leave the middle back, and the corner's up, and he just needs to kind of lift the baseball if possible.
First pitch to Sifford misses outside for ball 1. Sifford has had kind of an up-and-down day. A strikeout in the second, a walk in the third, and a strikeout in the fifth.
You kind of had to wonder how Daquan would react to this, this role of coming in, in a tight spot, and coming in with a 2-0 count and into the heart of Martinsburg's lineup. So
somebody else is warming out there. I can't quite read that number. Yeah, would that be Duncan?
Could be.
1 ball, 1 strike. Sifford lays down a bunt. Throw over to first is the only play they have as Oviedo comes in to score, make it 4-0 Martinsburg.
It's Ty Duncan warming over there for the Cougars.
So that right there's got to feel great for Sifford, and if you know, he getting that bunt down, and I won't bring up the pass, but that definitely something that he is going to be happy that he got that bunt down, and for Coach Ballard to have that kind of faith in him, just a great job there.
He's got all the faith in the world in all his players.
Rubenthal fouls it away. 0-1 count here, runners on second and third. And I believe this is the first time in 2 years that either team has scored more than 3 runs in one of these games. 4-0. Our score here between Martinsburg and Jefferson. A chance for more. The next pitch from Shipe misses for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike.
Close pitch there. I mean, Shipe wanted that pitch. He kind of gave it a little bit of a nod, but I don't know if it was a little low, but it was a curve ball.
Rubenthal takes the next pitch high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Runners on second and third for the Bulldogs, who have gotten 3 here in this inning to extend the lead out to 4-0. The next pitch called strike 2 on the outside corner.
Yeah, and just for the Bulldogs, these 3 insurance runs are huge in this inning.
The 2-2 breaking ball misses high for ball 3. Full count with 2 down. Runners on second and third for the Dogs. 4-0 Martinsburg here in the 6th inning. What's been a big 6th inning for Martinsburg. This pitch misses low for ball 4, and Rubenthal is on again here today for the 3rd time today. He had a double, a strikeout, and now 2 walks. And Christian Alter coming to the plate. Alter strikeout and a pair of groundouts so far, as Martinsburg has nearly hit around, and Coach Lowry's going to come out and speak with Daquan Shipe.
No, I think they're getting in. Is Duncan coming in?
Is that who it is, Duncan?
Yeah.
Number 3, is that who it is?
Yeah, Duncan's coming in.
So Duncan's going to have to enter for someone, as Fletcher's out on the left, and Daquan started the game, so I see Daquan headed back to the outfield. So one of the outfielders is either coming out or...
No, I'm sorry.
Looks like Lewis is coming to see Daquan. Is Lewis coming out of the game? It looks like Lewis is coming off, so it looks like Duncan's going in Lewis's spot in the 9-hole. As we reset the outfield, as Fletcher, Daquan Shipe goes to center, Fletcher's in left, and Morgan in right. Infield stays intact with Pavanelli, Hefner, Cienfuegos, and Kelly. Spears behind the plate, and a new pitcher is number 3, Ty Duncan.
Trip, I got a question for you. You've been around here longer than both of us. How many times have, in a year, we're getting to the point where this is a big possibility. How many times have teams in this area taken 2 from the Cougars in a season?
Yeah, it's a rarity, Yeah. It's a rarity when it happens. Jefferson figures out a way to stay competitive, and they're really hard to beat. Not only once but twice. So I don't know exactly. I can't answer that, but I know there's been some really good EPAC teams, including Jefferson over the years. But they just seem perennially be, a contender and find the ways to win. And like Coach Lowry said, throw the ball across the plate and let the other team get themselves out and put the bat on the ball, make the other team make plays, and just be in the game every pitch. That's something they preach every pitch. Just be in the game every pitch, and that's something they do well. Today they had a couple of base running mistakes early that could have helped them. And, they could have helped them early in the game to put a run or 2 on the board. But at this point, the walks are what's killed them. And Martinsburg's got to be happy to be the recipient of that, and then a couple of base hits when they needed them. But at this point, Martinsburg has just handled their business so far, and Lupus has just done one heck of a job. Out there, putting a hot-hitting Cougar team, putting zeros on the board.
So Duncan on the mound. Bases are loaded for Christian Alter at the plate with 2 down. And the first pitch to Alter, swing and a miss.
He wanted that one.
Yeah.
Alter was going to put 4 runs on the board with that swing.
0-1 count here on Alter with, again, the bases loaded. Duncan in relief of Daquan Shipe. The pitch from Duncan fouled away.
Martinsburg's had base runners on in the first, the second, the third, none in the fourth, and then cut 3 base runner. He scored a run and left 3 on in the sixth or fifth.
I can talk about it now. Baden Hartman just threw a perfect game.
All right.
And
hold on here. We're in a big spot here.
The 0-2 pitch to Alter popped up toward left field, and the shortstop Ryan Heffner makes the play for the final out of the inning. We'll get the update on Musselman when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio WRNR TV10.
Perfect game.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
Hartman just threw a perfect game at Moorfield.
We welcome you back here to Jefferson. Nick Verzley, Tripto, and Spencer Dupuis here. And Spencer, you have that update there on that perfect game thrown by Baden Hartman.
Yeah, fireworks when they get back to Inwood tonight. Baden Hartman, 7 innings, 75 pitches, 52 for strikes, facing the minimum 21 batters, no hits, no runs, no walks, 12 strikeouts for the young man. And that's some tape. Hopefully they got some tape of that game to send to some college coaches.
Yeah, perfect game. You don't see it all the time. Moorfield don't take much. Don't take away from the from what they can do up there. They can make some noise, and Baden Hartman shuts them down with a perfect game.
So 3-run inning for Martinsburg extends this lead out to 4-0. Riley Morgan leading it off. They were able to score 3 runs though on just 2 hits in the inning, but the way Martinsburg's kind of left the runners on base, I mean, they'll definitely take that.
Yeah, they left the bases loaded in the second, the fourth, and the fifth so far, or excuse me, the sixth.
Yeah,
the third, the fifth, and the sixth.
There you go.
Bases
Shout
loaded.
out to Baseball in the Mountain State. They just sent us a message. Since the EPAC started in
Morgan rips this one into left center field. Riley Morgan's going to maybe turn for 2. Some trouble out with it in left for Grove, and Morgan gets a lead-off double, so the Cougars aren't going down without a fight.
Baseball in the Mountain States, since the EPAC started in 2014, the only teams that have won the conference in baseball are Jefferson and Hedgesville. So Martinsburg has never won the conference.
Mm-hmm.
And if they win tonight,
they've won the region.
Yes.
Well, but he's talking about the conference
the regular season.
Yeah, the regular season conference,
Yeah.
yep. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we got a base hit there. Grove kind of mishandled it out there. It was a little wet, rolled up his glove. And Morgan took advantage of the slip and took off for second.
Pitch misses low for ball 1 to J.J. Pavanelli. So I guess we ruled that then a single with an advancement on the throw. Or the area. Pavanelli sits in here on a 2-0 count. It's an opportunity for Jefferson to get on the board against Mike Lupus, who has been shut down out there. 2-0 count, runner on second base. The next pitch from Lupus, a little bit high for a ball. Looks like the rain might have picked up a little bit again here. 3-0 count, Lupus with a runner on second base. The next pitch. Breaking ball. Catches the, nope, a little bit high for ball 4.
He wanted that strike there. He just has to settle in here, get these guys, and maybe get that ball wiped down. Now he's got to face Fletcher. So, he's in a bad spot here as far as the heart of Jefferson's order, but he needs to just do what he's been doing. Jefferson just needs to continue to hand that bat down to the next guy and not get too selfish and
Fletcher,
not try to do anything too much.
Fletcher takes it low for ball 1. Runners on first and second. And we will see a mound visit here.
Coming from the big coach, from Coach Bowler.
Martinsburg, as we mentioned before, has had 2 major injuries to its pitching staff.
And from all indications are saying that one of those players is coming back this week. Jameer Brown is on track to come back this week.
Yeah, I think, Aaron's behind us, his mother, Ben's mother, but I think he also was cleared to throw, from the ortho off his shoulder, so he's rehabbing back into it. Jameer and him are both in sneakers over there, so they're not ready to play today, but they're both, working their way back in as Lupus is setting in here in the 1-0 count.
The 1-0 from Lupus. Breaking ball hits the zone for strike 1. So my point was going to be that Martinsburg is kind of limited with its options, especially with games later in the week.
Yeah, for sure. They want to stick with Lupus here, let him run it out if possible.
The 1-1 popped up into left center field. Grove and Canby coming over. Grove makes the play. Runner tags from second. He's in there at third. With 1 out in the inning, a runner on third for the Cougars, trailing 4-0, but an opportunity to get at least 1 back here in the 6th. With Kelly coming to the plate after Fletcher flies out.
Jefferson Jefferson probably needs to run here to keep Kelly out of the double play, not the most fleet of foot on the team. So, the opportunity for a double play here. So you might see maybe a hit and run or maybe a steal here. See if Martinsburg will just throw down and give up the run, but Pavanelli stays.
Now the first pitch in there for a strike at the knees.
Now if there's a strike, it could be on as we're, generally kind of wait and see if they get a 4-pitch walk, but here we may see something.
The 0-1 pitch hit hard by Kelly toward left field. That will get down for a base hit, and it's an RBI single for Ryan Kelly as the runner slides in, and Riley Morgan, or slips in, I should say, on that plate.
And here's Jefferson right back, responding, getting that run and got base runners on, tying run to the plate right now. So, they're not going to go away. Every run they can get this inning, even if they don't tie it up, can make it easier to walk it off in the bottom or tie it up in the bottom. So they need to chip away and continue to hand the bats down to the next guy, not try to do too much.
Lupus misses low for a ball to Shipe. So the Cougars, like you said, on the board now at 4-1 with runners on first and second, just 1 out in the inning. And an opportunity for Jefferson to continue to get back into this ball game. The next pitch to Shipe is a breaking ball that hits the zone for strike 1.
The dugout over there found some life. So they see if Lupus can just clear his mind and get some outs here. And
1-1 close pitch, but ruled a ball for ball 2. Rain coming back down harder here at Sager Field.
Lupus will have to fight through that inning that Caleb Fletcher had to fight through, and that rain kept coming, and a couple wild pitches.
2-1. Shipe sends this one into right field, and unable to make the catch was Murphy Clement. So the bases are loaded for the Cougars as everybody advances, and just 1 out. That will bring Roberts to the plate.
I don't know what happened to Murphy. I looked like he was just going to play it on the hop, but it would come right to him, and then he just kind of reached out. So I don't know if the rain bothered him or what was going on there.
Really, you talk about picking up, it's really picking up right now.
Yeah. Now, if it were to be canceled, it would revert back to the 1-0. The 3 runs would be taken off the board, and it would just go to a 1-0 win Martinsburg if it gets canceled. So 3 runs wouldn't matter if we don't get this inning complete, but Jefferson's going to fight all they can to keep this game moving.
Roberts sends this one toward left field.
Foul.
And it goes foul down the line, getting kind of harder to track the baseball in the rain for our perspective as well. I'm sure, obviously, safety, like I said.
It's raining hard now.
But with the rain and time called here by Byler.
Going to try to delay the game. If you can get this thing delayed, then you can let the rain come down and revert back to that, after 5. We're talking about, after 5, it's a complete game. So Martinsburg certainly would like to see it end, just for that reason. But at this point, they're going to play. I'm not sure how.
This is pretty surprising because if you look behind home, there's a puddle already forming.
They're taking them off.
Yep, they're going to take them off the field. So, go ahead, Tripp.
We're in a delay. They played 5 complete, so this delay or this rain out is certainly if it rains out, it's a Martinsburg win. Jefferson's getting the tarps out here, getting this thing covered up as quick as they can. Hope this shower passes and get this game in.
Just lightened up a little bit as we spoke.
Yeah, that's what they needed to. I mean, you can gripe about whether they play or not. Certainly, Jefferson's not going to ask for the game to be delayed, but Martinsburg's going to do it. At least you got to be safe for everyone out there and keep it safe. And hopefully this thing can. They're not calling for a lot of rain all night long. I don't think some off and on showers. So hopefully we can. And we had a 6:00 start, so we've got a long time here. So regardless, we've got a rain delay here. But if it were to rain out, we revert back. But at this point, Jefferson's got the tying run on first base.
Yeah, and at the very least here, they could take some time to maybe try to fix the spots that are, slick for what it's worth. But the rain does seem to be slowing down as they put the tarps on the field. But everybody for Jefferson's like, hey, we're ready to play already. They're out on the field. Martinsburg kind of staying in the dugout.
So we kind of go back to this Hartman's perfect game. So Hartman threw a perfect game today against Moorfield. The last time the perfect game was thrown, according to Baseball in the Mountain State, is they
by
said,
a Musselman pitcher.
By a Musselman pitcher. Pitcher was Nick Hammond of our Southern Maryland on March 30th, 2013, and I'm pretty sure someone could text me if they're listening that Hammond was a freshman that year. So and that was a freshman year for him, and actually my son as well. And my son was on the JV, they brought Nick up the pitcher that day. So
$5.
So it was it's been a long time coming. 10 years ago that we've seen that, but hats off to Hartman. I think that young man's got a wonderful baseball career ahead of him. Should he choose that route. He's just he's a little bit indecisive now, but he's got a whole life ahead of him, and he's just athletic. He's just so athletic and has such possesses such skills, God-given skills that hopefully he can find a home in baseball or football if that's what he decides or whatever. But regardless, great job there by those guys, and also we kind of got a thing from the Mountain State that said that since they've joined the EPAC and they've had what they call the conference championship, which means these
he
EPAC
was a
teams
freshman
playing. I believe he was a freshman. So, and I think since the EPAC has started, they say here in the Mountain State that Martinsburg has never won the conference. They've never won the conference. It's Jefferson or Hedgesville, the only two that have actually won the conference. That means record, just based on record at the end of the season and head-to-heads and things like that. So, should Martinsburg win tonight, they could certainly pull that off.
Yeah, which would definitely be cool, but also it looks like
they're going to take it back off.
Take the tarp off, and we might continue play.
Jefferson certainly wants to play. And Jefferson certainly wants to play.
They should try to obviously get this one in, like you said, a lot on the line, potentially the conference championship. Now, it means a lot to Coach Lowry. I know he talks about the conference, winning the conference being one of their goals. Realistically, though, it doesn't mean that much. Besides, you get to maybe get a banner for it, but it doesn't guarantee you a spot in the States or anything like that, but it is definitely something you want to achieve.
Yeah. Here comes the stage dry on the plate, and there's going to be a little bit of work on the field here as this shower's kind of passed.
Let's take like a 2-minute break and then come back and see where we're at from there. But this is West Virginia High School baseball. Our score, Jefferson trailing Martinsburg 4-1. Cougars are at the plate. We'll take a 2-minute break and then return with an update here from Sager Field. We're back in 2 minutes.
has sprung. Time to head to Orr's Farm Market to find your flowers, veggie plants, bagged mulches, and potting soil. Visit our bakery counter to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't forget our pie flavor of the month for April, Boston cream pie. We have West Virginia food products, local coffee, honey, maple syrup, dairy, and meat. We have 25 new Orr's jam and salsa flavors for you to try. Check us out at orrsfarmmarket.com, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process.
Brings up Camion Gonzalez with runners on the corners. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow one to score.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area.
To chilly Seeger Field here in Chile. 4-1 our score. Doing some field work to try to continue this one between Jefferson and Martinsburg, as the rain has either stopped or slowed down enough where they took the tarps off and they are doing some work on the field right now as we speak. But some pitchers warming, some guys getting loose, seeing how the section's going to play out here. But, Spencer, any thoughts on, I guess, some things that we were talking about there in between the break? With a win tonight, it could decide who gets that one spot in the region. We talked about how it could decide potentially down the line the conference champion, but that could also determine the Region 1, which, if it's these two teams again or whoever it ends up being, that's significant.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, it's hard to say after this game concludes definitively that one team is 1 and one team is 2, not only because, you got to go break down the records, but that's not how baseball does it here. They still do it the old way. In basketball, both boys and girls, we saw they changed it. The athletic directors came together and said, no coaches vote. They're going to go based upon head-to-heads. So if that were to take place in baseball, I think if Martinsburg wins tonight, they'd have a shot.
So have you totally rolled out Hedgeville Musselman? Or are they not even in the conversation anymore after the seasons they've had? Like last year we talked about the whole body of work and different things. I mean, it's to me, we're splitting hairs, with these four teams. But, I mean, the problem of the thing that's happening to a little bit of Hedgeville right now is, they've one loss, and they haven't really been on what you would call a big winning streak. And then, Musselman had that kind of that big, long winning streak and then a little losing streak, and then they won against Briarwood and then lost again. So, I mean, again, are we talking about teams that are coming in hot? Are we looking at from day one to the end? I mean, if we're looking at straight math and Martinsburg wins tonight, it's harder not to give it to them if you just want to look at math. Yeah. But if you want to look at, head-to-head, everybody split and beat one another. And,
that's the thing. Yeah. Whoever wins tonight would be the only teams that are 2-0 against these two teams.
Yeah, I mean.
So I think that's what maybe separates it.
Yeah.
But
it's just
like you said, overall body of work, maybe just who you think is actually better. I mean.
But how do you – I mean, if we voted this thing a couple weeks ago and Musselman was just tearing it up and Hedgeville was tearing it up, then we're like, they're 1 and 2. And even you said you had Martinsburg at 3 in that region, which really would have been 4 because Jefferson was climbing. And so, I mean, coming into the night, I thought Jefferson was hands down number 1 across the board, and they really had nothing to gain here to play this game. And now we're into it, and they've got the tying run on third, and now they're in deep. And, it means a lot all of a sudden. So, that's how fast this thing has turned, not just in a week, not just in a day, but in an inning that has changed, So that's the great thing about EPAC baseball, though, is that these guys beat each other up so much throughout the year that it makes it so tough for us to go through and say this team's good or this team's not as good or this team deserves the one. I mean, I'm really and I'll say this, I'll say that what Jefferson and Martinsburg have done since the beginning of the season, shows what their programs can do as far as, finding guys that can get it done and winning when it counts. And I'll say that Hedgesville has done a tremendous job with that pitching staff. They had a tough schedule, with Allegheny and Clear Spring and some other teams, and Jefferson and the EPAC games, and and everyone has teams on their schedule that they are certainly the teams they're playing are the underdogs, are outmanned by these EPAC teams. So, when we look at strength of schedule, I don't think there's a lot of difference regardless of where Hedgesville played in Myrtle Beach, or where how many a AA team that most of them might have played on that while people were at the beach, or I have a hard time separating strength of schedule, because I think they all have very similar strength of schedule. They have really tough
play a lot
games.
of the same teams.
Yeah,
too.
they play like a really tough teams, and they play some teams that they should win, and every single one of them have lost some games that they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah,
so it's almost like who's hot right now, and that's what's hurting Hedgesville and Musselman a little bit. And then you get the standings, the Metro News standings. They're brutal. I mean, you win a game, you lose a game or two, and you're not even getting votes. I mean, Martinsburg's 6 1 week, and they're not getting votes. Musselman's 4, 5, 6 1 week.
Wasn't Martinsburg like 1 or 2 after the first week?
Yeah, they're number 2, I believe.
Yeah.
So brutal. I mean, that Metro News is brutal. I mean, Musselman barely getting the votes this week after an off week after ripping off 15, 16 straight wins, and so they're very streaky in their voting as well. I mean, they go with the streaks as well. But at this moment, you have to look at it. Martinsburg streaking, and Jefferson streaking, and right now something's got to give, and I think still Musselman and Hedgesville are big players in that. But that one, if Martinsburg can get the one or the 2 behind Jefferson and be the one in their section, and they get that first game with Spring Mills, and if they got the guts to throw off, they could go a long way and win that game with Spring Mills. They could go a long way this section. So it's a big game for everybody, and there's a tremendous amount of scenarios. And talk to Kaz back here behind us. He didn't even want to talk about it, so and he knows as much as all of us. So we're going to restart this game here.
Yeah, bases loaded, 0-1 count, and the first pitch in the restart is a called strike for strike 2. I think there's a very good chance, though, just to make one final point here, the 1 through 3 in Region 1 could realistically, Section 1 could realistically win that section as they freeze them for strike 3.
So the break could have been
Roberts.
The break could have been good for
Mike Lupus,
as he comes in with 2 strikes, looking and sets Roberts down. Now that was huge for Jefferson. He needed the ball in play there to get that run across. Now he got 2 outs and an easy out anywhere.
So Cienfuegos comes to the plate, 1-0, bases loaded, 4-1. Martinsburg leads Jefferson, but the Cougars threatening here in the inning. The next pitch to Cienfuegos, that breaking ball hits the zone for strike 1.
Now being on field level, that breaking ball from Lupus looks great.
It floats.
Yeah.
It's what they call a heavy ball. If that makes sense. It just kind of drops out of the air,
The next 1-1, the fastball swing and a miss for strike 2.
I think when you do that curveball fastball combo there, as you saw, it got him swinging out of his shoes.
Yeah, I mean, it really speeds up his fastball.
He moved corners on it, too. From inside to outside. 1-2 pitch from Lupus. Hit right back toward the pitcher, Lupus, and he makes the play for the final out of the inning. We come back, we'll have the top of the 7th. Martinsburg looking to add some insurance runs with the 4-1 lead over Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 60.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome you back to Sager Field with our score 4-1. Jefferson trailing Martinsburg with the Dogs coming to the plate here, bottom of the order. 7-8-9 hitters. I'm sorry, 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Bulldogs.
That was huge there for, with 2 outs. I mean, 1 out, bases loaded, and Jefferson doesn't put the ball in, in play with the Roberts there taking 2 pitches. They got to get the ball in play there. Martinsburg, we've seen with bases loaded, bunted and got that 4th run in. Now you see why. They bunted Siffer there, who's been hot hitting, instead of trying to take their chance of him traveling in, 1 or 2 runs on a base hit. Just took that, and that's just something that Jefferson wasn't able to do there, as they've left 5 runners on the last 2 innings now. So it's a tremendous job there by Lupus to shut that inning down.
It'll be the 9-1-2 due up in the bottom of the 7th for the Cougars, trailing by at least 3, but they have to get through this bottom of the order for Martinsburg first. Grove takes the first pitch, then sends one down the right field line. That will get down for a base hit. Isaac Grove takes a big round past first base, but has a leadoff single to begin the 7th inning. And then Keegan Everhart will come to the plate.
Grove led off the last inning, the 3-run inning with the walk, and they batted all the way around. They batted 9 batters, and so he was due up. He would have batted twice in that inning, and should they have Alter would have gotten on there, but so twice now Grove has gotten on base to lead off the inning in consecutive innings.
And they bunted Everhart
He'll bunt again
last
here.
time, and I was going to say he'll probably bunt again here for runner on first. But he does his job. He does it well here in the 9 hole, whether it be bunt or find a way on. He sends it right back toward the pitcher.
Sailed it.
And the throw from Duncan is in time, but it nearly went over the head of Kelly, which would have been very dangerous because Grove has good speed and so does Everhart. So luckily for the Cougars, they make the play, and 1 down here on the sacrifice ground out and their sacrifice bunt. And Jordan Canby coming to the plate. He came through last time with the RBI double. It's in the same situation. We'll see if he can do it again.
Everhart did a great job there. I mean, when you're asked to sacrifice bunt back-to-back at bats, sometimes it can, it hurts. But exactly what he needed to do, and it's just situation dictated it, not necessarily the batter, but the situation dictated it.
Yeah, 2 sacrifices in this game, along with he's made contact every single time. Ground out and a fly out. Canby takes it low for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike after a nice curveball from Duncan to start him. And then he misses low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The next pitch from Duncan fouled away by Jordan Canby, the leadoff hitter.
Just twice now that Martinsburg has seen Fletcher, and they talk about twice that Jefferson has seen Lupus, and twice now up to this point Martinsburg has had been able to score on Fletcher, and Jefferson has yet to put more than 1 run on the board against Lupus in 13 innings.
1-2 is a swing and a miss. Duncan gets the strikeout on Canby.
That's another big curveball.
Even if Martinsburg wins, they won't be happy with the, 8 strikeouts on the day?
Plenty.
But
they've cleaned it up since the second inning. They struck out 6 strikeouts in the first 2 innings.
This is a bouncer that gets away from the catcher, Spears. Runner advances to third on the passed ball, so 1-0 count for Oviedo with 2 outs and a runner on third. And Isaac Grove, who had a leadoff single. Martinsburg looking for at least 1 insurance run here in the 7th inning.
Oviedo's got a solid base hit on the day.
And Oviedo sends one on the ground toward third. Pavanelli throws the stretch from Kelly, and he is out there at first base. So Jefferson will try to rally in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 4-1. We're back in 60 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to Sager Field. 4-1, Martinsburg on top of Jefferson as we head to the bottom of the 7th between the Cougars and the Bulldogs. In a rainy, windy, cold day here in Shenandoah Junction. But two teams have fought through that to get to this point. And for Jefferson, they're down to their final 3 outs, trying to avoid their first in-state loss since March 28th when they fell to Musselman. The only loss they've had since that game was at Myrtle Beach, a 1-0 loss to High Point, who I believe went on to win the tournament down there. And it's Duncan to lead off the inning. He takes the first pitch for a strike, 102. Yeah, he is way up there, but 102 pitch count for Lupus heading in now, 104 for the pitch, and that misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike, 4-1 our scores. We begin the 7th, bottom of the 7th.
He's way up in the box, isn't he?
The next pitch to Duncan popped up.
Straight up.
Into center field. Could be trouble, but Canby gets to it for out number 1. Any reasoning for him to be up? What would be the strategy on that?
I think he's not, he feels like his hands are fast enough to get to the fastball that, because Lupus doesn't have an overpowering fastball, so his curveballs works well just to get up and try to get it before the break there, and you'll see that it looks like Hefner's up as well, so they're going to try a little different approach here this inning to get up in the box, to get the ball in play and not strike out,
Pitch is in there for a called strike. I mean, it looks like it'd be kind of odd to pitch to as well because of how much they're kind of covering the plate, but the next pitch is for a ball. Could just be our angle, but
their job right now is to get on top of that plate and get on base and not strike out,
The 1-1 swing and a miss, strike 2. This Lupus so far looks like he's not having any issues. 1-2 with 1 down. They'd like to try to get out of Lupus and maybe to Oviedo if you are Jefferson, just to see somebody different. Because, I mean, even if there wasn't a pitch count, Mike Lupus would not be coming out of this game unless he starts to really struggle. But
yeah, he's sitting here. This is his last batter, more than likely, unless he gets an out here.
The 1-2 pitch could have been called strike 3, but it missed a little bit low for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 down.
Lupus wants to hand the ball over to Oviedo with 2 outs and nobody on, and Jefferson wants to try to get somebody on.
Hefner pops this one up into right center field. Canby on the run, makes the catch, 2 down.
And just to wonder, it's a different team than we've seen a year or so ago when Martinsburg wasn't able to get a squeeze bunt down. They got it down today when Canby had lost a fly ball out there in that very similar spot. So just Martinsburg has grown and become a competitive baseball team against this Jefferson team, and some things are going well here, as there's 2 outs and nobody on, and I think the pitch count.
He's got to 111.
So I think Coach Fowler's giving him the handshake and telling him how great a job he did and what he's done that a lot of people haven't done in years, and that's be very competitive and possibly get 2 wins against Jefferson in 1 year on the mound. Should they get 1 more out before Jefferson can get 3 runs, he'll be the winning pitcher.
So Braden Oviedo trying to close things out for the Bulldogs. We will take a 1-minute break. When we return, we'll have the update on the pitching change. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV Tech.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Sager Field, Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, happy to have you with us. Our pitching changes brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Colin McLaughlin's our cameraman, and back in the studios, Dylan Bishop. Spencer, you got the numbers on Braden Oviedo, our pitching change.
Well, we'll
here.
get you the final numbers on Lupus. 6 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 walks, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 111 pitches. And looking at Oviedo, 18 innings pitched this season, 2-1, with giving up 19 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned, 9 walks, 20 strikeouts with an ERA of 3.11. This will be his first save opportunity of the season.
The 0-1. This is low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here to Riley Morgan, who led us off with that double, had the double with 1 out back in the first inning.
Jefferson down to their last strike here. They got to get this ball in play and make something happen here. Got to give some life.
Next pitch from Oviedo. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Bulldogs sweep the Cougars on the regular season, winning 4-1 here at Sager Field. An excellent win, Trip, for this Martinsburg team in the program.
Yeah, Martinsburg's got to be so happy with what they've been able to accomplish, with after losing what they lost last year. So many pitchers, not returning a lot of pitching, innings, and just, kind of a very mix of youth and inexperience and a couple seniors, and just, to any time you can beat Jefferson twice a year, you just, it's a tremendous feat. They are a tremendous baseball team, so going to put a big ringer in. Ringer in these final standings. If you haven't voted yet, Martinsburg is probably one of the hotter teams in the EPAC right now, and they're just what we would call dirt bags. They're just getting it done any way at all, bunting, hitting. Top of the lineup, bottom of the lineup, and just and Lupus is just throwing lights out. Boober's throwing well against Musselman, and I wouldn't want to face them tomorrow if I was in the EPAC, in a sectional game.
Yeah, we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of the break, we'll have the post-game show. We'll also be joined by head coach Aaron Byler and our player of the game. All that coming up next year. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Spring has sprung. Time to head to Orr's Farm Market to find your flowers, veggie plants, bagged mulches, and potting soil. Visit our bakery counter to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't forget our pie flavor of the month for April, Boston cream pie. We have West Virginia food products, local coffee, honey, maple syrup, dairy, and meat. We have 25 new Orr's jam and salsa flavors for you to try. Check us out at orrsfarmmarket.com, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia, that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you back to Sager Field after Martinsburg gets the 4-1 win over Jefferson. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Colin McLaughlin, our cameraman, along with Spencer Dupuis, who is grabbing head coach Aaron Byler, along with our player of the game. Our post-game show brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's fast, fresh, friendly. We'll get into our game summary. This one was a pitcher's duel early, as neither team was able to score until the 5th inning when Martinsburg scored on that walked-in run. Then they get 3 in the 6th to make it a 4-1 advantage and a 1-0 or a 1-run 6th inning scored to answer by the Cougars. But Martinsburg scores 4 runs on 6 hits, 3 errors for the Dogs tonight, 1 run on 4 hits for Jefferson, 1 error. You mentioned a trip in between the break, and now Bulldogs left a lot of guys on base, 13 of them, but still found a way to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, they figured it out, and Martinsburg just has not lost a game since, an EPAC game since, the second time through. So just an unbelievable turnaround for this program, since the beginning of the season.
We're now be joined by Mike Lupus. We might have to rename the award the Mike Lupus Player of the Game.
Yeah.
But, Mike, today was what you were able to do on the mound against the red-hot Jefferson team. What were some things that you thought were really clicking for you today?
Like last time, it was my cutter. It was breaking on the outer part. After that little rain delay, my cutter is the best it's been all year. And, fastball was working, curveball was working. It was all clicking.
How was the footing out there during the rain? Was it getting a little slippery in the ball?
It was slippery. Same with the ball. Yep.
Well, you threw a heck of a game. Not many people can say they've beaten Jefferson twice on the mound in 1 year, so congratulations to that. And how'd it feel to be intentionally walked 3 times here in the last 2 games?
Oh, it means a lot. I had shoulder surgery on the off season. I was working towards, getting my swing back, everything. It just means a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that after the season last year, Mike had shoulder surgery, didn't get much of his season in last year in the summer and the fall. So to come back here is just a tremendous attribute to you and your work ethic and get where you are.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So how do you feel about it? So you guys haven't lost an EPAC team the second time through, you except for that little situation in Myrtle Beach with Washington. You've defeated Hedgeville, you defeated Washington, you defeated Musselman, now Jefferson twice, and Spring Mills twice. How do you feel going into the sectionals?
Oh, I feel really good. I think our whole team will be feeling good. Mm-hmm. I think we're red hot. I'm feeling pretty unstoppable, or our team is.
All right. How you like that? Unstoppable. That's what you want to hear if you're Coach Ballard, right? Well, congratulations.
Congrats, Mike.
Thank you.
We'll now be joined by head coach Aaron Byler. Coach, you guys were able to get the win through the rain and a tough Jefferson team, the number 1 team in the state. Big win for your program. You sweep them on the regular season.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, if there's any college coaches out there watching tonight, I don't think we can say enough about the season Mike Lupus is having this year. He's 6-1. He's hitting almost 400. He's a senior that missed his junior year because of arm surgery. We've got to find him a place to play. He's more than deserving, so we got to find Mike a place to play. With that said, to come out here and do what he did, impressive. I thought it was a good team win. I still think we probably left 14 or 15 guys on base, so that's not good. We have to do a better job with that.
He left 6 base runners on through the first couple innings there, and then 13 all the way through. It kind of, as a head coach and being out there on the third base box myself, you know those things can come back and bite you. You left 1 on the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, none in the fourth, and in the beginning in the fifth there, you left 3 on even though you scored 3. You left 3 on, scored a run, and left 3 on, scored 3. So a lot of base runners left on, but you have to be happy with your guys' approach. They were patient at times, and they basically seen what we would probably call their 1 or 2 number 1 team in the state. So you have to be feeling like Mike said, you feeling unstoppable now?
I mean, I think we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. I'm not going to use the word unstoppable. I will tell you that, with sectional and regional voting tomorrow, it is what it is. We have the most regional wins. We have the best regional record. They can say what they want about that game at Washington with Myrtle Beach. That doesn't count. You know what I mean? That's a tournament game. That's not a regular season game. We have the most region wins. I think the last 2 nights we've beaten Musselman and beaten Jefferson. In my mind, there's no question where we should be ranked at tomorrow.
The second time through, you beat Hedgesville. Second time through, you get Musselman. You've beaten Spring Mills twice. Now Jefferson twice. You've had that that split with Washington, and so looking in on paper. If it was on paper, you're probably the hands-down number 1, which says a lot because a few weeks ago we were on the show talking about, being the 3rd or possibly even the 4th at times, you guys. But what has changed since that time with this team? What has you certainly you see the offense, but at this point in your dugout and the upbeatness, is there anything you can point to?
Well, I think it's just 28 games. They've got to play 28 games. When we started this year, we had a lot of kids with no experience, right? Mm-hmm. So I think they're just game experience and getting all those reps under their belt. We knew we had a lot of talent in that dugout, but it's a lot of unexperienced talent. So I think what's going on right now is our seniors are leading. We're getting good production at the top, and everybody else has matured and is doing what they need to do to help us be a good baseball team. But we've also got 2 really quality pitching outings with Carson Buber and Mike Lupus the last 2 nights, and it's no secret if we're going to be successful, they have to be successful on the mound.
I think Mike has become a quiet leader, different than what Hudson was last year, but I think he's just quietly led this team into where they're at, and he's the player of the game, probably your player of the year, and I'm with you. He certainly deserves an opportunity at the next level.
And I'm not sure with the stats right now, he's not EPAC player of the year. 6-1 on the mound, 400 average, doing what he's doing. I think he makes a case for that too.
Well, congratulations. We'll see. Not tomorrow night. We see Jefferson Springfield tomorrow night, but we'll hear about the votes tomorrow here soon, and we'll be see how things play out.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here.
Congrats, Coach, on the win. We'll now get into game stats and then kind of wrap things up here from Sager Field. Riley Morgan picked up 2 hits tonight. Ryan Kelly picks up 1. Shipe picks up 1. And that was it for the Cougars on their 4 hits, 4 for 25 at the plate. They did draw 4 walks and struck out 4 times. Fletcher goes 5 strong, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts. Daquan Shipe comes in and struggles a little bit, 2/3 of an inning, 2 earned on his 2 hits given up along with 3 walks. Duncan 1 1/3, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. For Martinsburg, they get 6 hits. Canby gets 1. Oviedo gets 1. Buber gets 2. 1 from Rupenthal and 1 from Grove. They were 6 for 25 at the plate. Lupus 6 2/3, our player of the game. 4 hits, 1 earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Oviedo 1/3 of an inning, getting that final strikeout to finish things. And our game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. And our player of the game brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. Triple will be excited to see how this section plays out now. Things get ranked tomorrow morning.
It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I wouldn't want to be one of those guys. The way that thing gets ranked, it's kind of hard for you to vote. Vote off because your high and your low goes out and just throw in the trash, and then you can't vote for yourself. So you get those 3 votes in there, then another guy gets 3 votes, and then it's just going to be really it's exciting to see how it goes and to watch these sections as they play out. I'm looking forward to seeing Washington and Jefferson and Hampshire duke it out, and especially the Washington Jefferson games with hopefully a healthy Colin Reed. And right now Spring Mills is reeling a little bit, but we see them able to, put some EPAC wins up as they've, they had that early season win with the Musselman. They can get it back together, but certainly seeing the Musselman Hedgesville Martinsburg matchups are going to be some very exciting games as we get into some of the best baseball. As Coach Bowler says, we see some of these young guys on all these teams starting to get that experience, and it's all going to come down to kind of win or go home next week.
Yep, going to be an exciting time. So that does it here for us. For Colin McLaughlin, our cameraman, Spencer Dupuis, Trip Tobin, Dylan Bishop back in the studio.
And for everybody who was able to sit home on the couch in the warmth tonight, when they see us, they need to buy us a hot dog next time or a cup of coffee, because we had to sit out here in the cold to deliver for them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm Nick Verzolini. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process. Don't believe me? Ask Washington Patriot and Fairmont State commit Cam Moore.
I've gotten a lot of looks with Post 14 more than any other team. It's probably been one of my favorite teams to play for.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome into the post-game scoreboard show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. The post-game scoreboard show brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where you get the work done right the first time. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Dylan Bishop with you for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 following a 4-1 road victory for Martinsburg Bulldogs baseball over the Jefferson Cougars. Some scores from around the rest of EPAC baseball this evening. Hedgesville dropping a game to Loudoun County 21-11, and Musselman with a 13-0 victory at Moorfield, including a perfect game from senior pitcher Baden Hartman with 12 strikeouts. That's what's going on from around EPAC baseball this evening. This week in EPAC softball, there are the Class AAA sectional championships starting tomorrow evening. So I have Game 1. We'll look towards what we have going on around the Panhandle. Region 2, Section 1 on Tuesday. Game 1 between number 3 Musselman at number 2 Spring Mills, and game number 2 at number 1 Hedgesville. It'll be number 4 Martinsburg on Wednesday. The winner of Game 1 and Game 2 will face each other, and the losers of both those games will face each other. Losers bracket final on Thursday, in the championship on May 5th, this Friday. That is the sectional championships for softball. We'll get some scores from around the rest of the baseball world. Major League Baseball here tonight. A couple games final already today. Braves with a 9-8 victory over the Mets in New York as part of Game 1 of a doubleheader where the Mets then took game number 2, 5-3. Some games going on right now. The Cubs with a 4-1 lead over the Nationals at Nationals Park in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees with a 2-0 lead over the Guardians in the bottom of the 7th. The Blue Jays leading 3-2 on the road in the top of the 5th over the Red Sox. And through just half of an inning in Houston, no score between the Astros and the Giants. 2 games have yet to have their first pitch. Reds at the Padres, 9:40 start time there, and at 10:10, the Dodgers and the Phillies. 2 games going on tonight, 1 each in the playoffs for the NHL and the NBA here tonight. 1 game going on in the NHL is the Rangers and the Devils, Game 7, currently on ESPN, 9:45 left in the first period. No score yet between those 2 teams, and 1 game going on, Game 1 between the Celtics and the 76ers, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. At halftime, the Celtics lead 66-63. 76ers missing likely MVP this year, Joel Embiid, for Game 1. Jason Tatum, 26 points at halftime. James Harden, 21 for the 76ers. Again, game you just saw here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, you tuned into, was a 4-1 victory for the Martinsburg Bulldogs over the Jefferson Cougars. This has been the post-game scoreboard show here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body. It's been Dylan Bishop wishing you a good rest of your Monday evening.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradiowrnr.com. All rights reserved.